What is up, guys? Welcome to Truth and Transparency Impromptu. Again, just going to show you guys some documents. But more importantly, we're going to stop all the crazy talk of that the K-bar has been found. Okay? That's not what any of this says. None of this says that. So, but first, hello to all of you guys. What's up, Doc? Good to see you as always. So they released some, they unsealed some stuff, and it was. I think the biggest thing about this is the dates that surround asking for stuff. So basically, they found a sheath at the crime scene, and I'm gonna scroll down because we gotta go backwards. So let me just pull this up. I'll make it bigger. You guys don't need to see my little avatar. So on 11/26, so November 26th, they decided they were going to get a search warrant for Amazon. And the reason they were wanting a search warrant for Amazon is because of the sheath that was left at the crime scene. So I'm going to scroll down to show you guys. I got so many things open up on my computer. Oh, shit. Hope you guys are having a great day. I've had a very, very productive day. But now I just lost my document, so I'm not happy. I got way too many things open on my computer. Oh boy. Oh, let me try this one more time. What? No, cancel that. It's too late for this. There we go. That's it. That's interesting. Okay, I found it. Sorry, guys. Let me share again now. Again, it's just because it's late. There we go. Okay. So you actually want to work backwards on this, and you want to start with like the last document. And they served a so right here. One more up. I made it as big as I could for you guys. All right. Lawrence, he's one of the forensic detectives He's been a detective at Moscow for 12 years. So he was the one that did the search warrant, and he was looking for basically, they were Googling, they have the sheet, they see what it looks like. Okay, let's look up and see where we can find, where is this available? And I think the first thing that I think is interesting about it is that they're not thinking that this was issued from the military. So they're looking to see who basically bought this in the past year. So they type in that they're with the search warrant, they want any Amazon account, all right, that has purchased the sheath or the knife that goes in the sheath. Um, so I'm gonna go one more up. This was on November 26th that they did this. So on November 26th, they said, now just think about what would be going through someone's mind, or like in a group think situation that you're in a briefing room and you're all talking about, okay, like, what are we going to do? Well, we can start, searching for this sheath. So right here on the 26th day of November, at approximately 3:32, the following police officer is right there, Detective Lawrence, served the search warrant not upon anybody, guys. This was to Amazon. If you guys type in HTTPS, if you type that in right there, it's going to come up to law enforcement records, basically requests. Um, you guys go ahead and put that in your computer and you can see exactly what it's going to take you. So they're serving a search warrant for Amazon to produce, and what they want them to produce is the description of these items right here. ASIN number, and you type that in. And that is a K-bar bull size U.S. Marine Corps fighting knife. And then ASIN number, and then that's K-bar 1217S. Sheath. Description of property. Leather sheath and the USMC logo. So just explaining that what this is this is the police officers, the detectives issuing a search warrant. Here you go, Amazon. We need you to produce, and let's see what they want for it. Okay. This happened on November 26th, 2022. So there would be nobody there would be nobody that would be, this is just a search warrant. This is them investigating. Nobody's been arrested yet. This was on 11/26. So they have the sheath on the 13th though. So they wait 13 days till they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this. Which was go give and search, give us to Amazon so we can search, so they can search their records. And what they're looking for is, so remember this date, 11/26, and now remember this date. They did 14 days, the 14th day of December. So remember December 14th, okay? Now, this is just him. He has to deliver the property. Once obtained, he has to deliver it. And they had to ask for an extension because it was due on 12/8 by 12/8, and they didn't have it yet. So they had to file and be able to extend it to like the 15th, and they were able to get it back on the 14th. Okay, so they put this in to Amazon on November 26th, and they get this back on December 14th. Now, this is what I think is interesting. Okay, so the warrant was served on November 26th. On 12/8, I received an email from Amazon which contained the requested information. And then inventory was prepared for all the items received. The information received was placed into evidence at the Moscow Police Department. So they held on and looked through everything from the 8th until the 14th. Okay, because then it goes into the evidence. They there would be like a log when the evidence was entered and blah 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 blah. Here's the part where they say what they want. Okay. What they're looking for is account information for the above named individuals, entities on Amazon.com or affiliated websites, including but not limited to content information, billing information, account opening date, account closing date, and any other information retained in connection with the identified accounts. Order details and purchase history for all transactions conducted by the above named individuals/entities on Amazon.com or any Amazon.com affiliated storefront web store, including IP address, information for purchases made. Payment information for payments made or facilitated by Amazon.com to or from the above named individuals, entities, including payments through the Amazon Pay platform. All customer interaction records between Amazon.com and the above named individuals, entities, and their representatives to include call notes, call recordings, emails, and or written correspondence. So I hope you guys are following along. And yeah, okay, exactly. Individuals, right? So this is my interpretation. This is my interpretation. This is a redacted form. Like they said on the front page of this that it's inventory be redacted so that there is stuff that's redacted if ordered. So I'm gonna go back down. By the way, Amazon was ordered that they were not allowed to talk about this for 90 days unless so otherwise ordered. And what's 90 days after 11/26? We're right around that mark, aren't we? 12/14, 11/26. We're right around that mark of 90 days. So I think that's why we're getting this, by the way. So while they are tracing down this white Elantra, okay, they're also like trying to track down this sheath, okay, that has touch DNA on it. And there we go. That's the part I wanted to stop at. And how they're doing this is we want anybody that's purchased these items, we want their user information. So if you ever purchased any of these items, my understanding is that whatever accounts purchased these items, and it was from January 1st of 2022 to present day, okay, your account would be then like Okay, here goes Amazon turning it over, and they'd be like, okay, in the past year, um, 26 people have bought this, or 190 people have bought this. Okay. And so now think about this. Now this is actually like detective work. Because you're trying to eliminate, okay, here, how can we maybe we'll get lucky. Let's put in a warrant. Let's see, let's see if somebody in the area bought something like this in the past year. Which again, now remember, Brian didn't get there until July. But they want to know who purchased these items in the past year, and it says it in there. That's funny. Thank you for that. Is that search constitutional? It seems overly broad and invasive. Well, somebody signed off on it. What I think is interesting is like, what do you? So I have this printed off in front of me. And let me see. Okay. It says the state of Idaho, by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney, respectfully moves the court pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1 and Idaho Code 74-1244 in order sealing the search warrant and related documents, including the affidavit for search warrant, including any exhibits, search warrant, return of search warrant, including the inventory of items seized, and order filed herein because release or disclosure would 1. Interfere with enforcement proceedings, 2. Constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy, 3. Disclose the identity of confidential source, and 4. Disclose investigative techniques and procedures. And I just said, wait, what? Investigative? Wait, what? So hold on. So I'm going to take you guys to this part. I said, wait, back up. So the reason that they're saying that they need this, to be sealed, again, number 1, interfere with enforcement proceedings. Let me just scroll back up so you guys can read it, see it with me. Right here. Okay. Number 1, interfere with enforcement proceedings. Number 2, constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Well, I think you're already doing that. That's what I mean. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Number 3, disclose the identity of a confidential source. And 4, disclose investigative techniques and procedures. Okay. There it is. We need to, because when I was going through these papers, I was like, oh, wait, where is the actual like affidavit that says, why you're requesting this and how you're, being able to, like someone just said out there, isn't this an invasion? And how can you just like, this is so broad, like, okay, here, let's go to Amazon. And then we want all this information on, X, Y, and Z. Well, so I started thinking about it and I was like, okay, well, this confidential source, in my opinion, heard that so-and-so bought this knife. So is this, when they're talking about the persons, is it a little less intrusive if it's only coming back and rendering one account due to the fact that there was a there was clearly a witness that testified, or not testified, but talked to somebody and said, hey, well, so and so just bought a knife. I don't know what to tell you, but I just know that they bought a knife. I don't know. So then here we get these documents, like I said, today, and we're finding out that, okay, everything's being sealed because it's about protecting the identity of, in my opinion, I've been saying to you guys over and over and over and over, how are they getting to Brian Koberger? How are they getting to Brian Koberger? You're not getting it because you had all your agents in rooms watching all this surveillance camera to like play Where's Waldo with a white car. That's just not what happened. Okay. Because even if you did that, you have all these gaps that you still have to like, oh my God, I found a white car over there. Okay, what time is it? Let's put it on the map. Okay, where's your white car? Okay, where's yours? Okay, let's no. That's just not what happened. But somebody said something, a person. So whoever, now again, this is what I think is interesting. This is what I think is interesting is the date. Okay. Whoever said this, we don't even know if this is Brian Koberger's like name that this person coughed up. For all we know, they could have coughed up the name of um, one of the fraternity guys. The reason I'm saying this is because on it's not till November 29th then is when they find Brian Koberger's vehicle off of some oh, by chance, there was a tip that came in. Or was that to make it seem natural? I don't know, because one would think if you're already going to subpoena or put a search warrant on to Amazon, that you would have already known where his car was. Like somebody would be like, oh, Brian bought a knife. And I mean, like who would even know that Brian bought a knife? He's been only around these people for like a couple months. So he would have bought the knife for a couple months. It just doesn't add up. But when you actually break down the paperwork here, somebody told somebody, meaning like the police, somebody told the police, like, hey, so-and-so bought a knife. I think so-and-so bought a knife from Amazon. And so then they took that person's information, supplied it to Amazon, and wanted a full report on everything that they've ever bought at Amazon. That's what I gather. Again, so people out there that are saying, oh my God, they found the sheath. Oh my God, we found or we have the K-bar. I don't know where you're possibly getting that from, but whatever it is, it's not from this paperwork. Nothing. They do not have a K-bar. Okay. They have a sheath, and obviously a K-bar goes inside of that sheath. They have an informant that told them that somebody purchased a K-bar from Amazon. So then therefore they were able to write up an affidavit that listed these things, got a judge to sign off to get a search warrant of Amazon history of transactions. BK's and Harsh's Amazon do have nothing but cat food. So, hi Maple Beef, love you. Hi Bella. Hi Floydie. What's up, Carl? What's up, Carl? Carl, don't lie. We know that it's your account. I think the knives were in lost and found in Pullman, Washington, filed under tools and dropped off on 12/30/2022. Interesting. What's up, Ashley? How are you? Hope you're well. Oh, Boston, there you go. I'm just giving some extra love to my mods that are just laying around in bed. And Bumblebee, oh my God, it's gotta be like way in the middle of the night for you. Or you're just waking up. Yeah. A purpose of a warrant is to look at a specific place for a specific thing, not a broad scope. Well, um, they wanted everything. They asked for everything from this account. Whoever they like, if they were whatever they purchased in the past year, from my understanding, because then they wanted all the text transactions, anything that this account like, if it ever asked the self help center, when you can just like it pops up and then you write them and it's in that little chat bar. They wanted that. Um, so it gets sealed due to, those 4 reasons. Disclose investigative techniques and procedures. I mean, I don't know what's so hard about having an informant tell you that you need to go you need to go check it out. This dude bought a knife. I don't know what type of procedures that would be, but and I think the part where they redact it is right. So he gets his stuff back on the 12th or on the 8th. He gets his stuff back on the 8th. He obtained the search warrant on the 26th. They come across the car now on the 29th. Think about that. You come across the car on November 29th. You're basically getting raided, December 20th, a month later. But 3 days before that, on November 26th, somebody is talking about. So I'm curious who. I don't care who the informant is. I truly don't. I don't care who, you're protecting somebody that told you this. I don't care. I want to know the name that's on this. Because if in fact it's somebody other than Brian Kohlberger, this would be a suspect. This could be considered a person of interest. Now, we have no idea what came back on it, and there could be like no knife on there. But what if there in fact is a knife on there? What if there is a knife on there? And what if it's not Brian Kohlberger's account? Also, if it is Brian Kohlberger's account, and if there is this knife on it, then I call flat out bullshit on everything to do with everything about that vehicle. Frickin' frat coming across it on November 29th because you would have known that Brian Kohlberger drives a white Elantra if whoever told you this told you that he could have possibly bought a knife from Amazon. That person's going to know what kind of car he drives. Oh, 34th birthday? I would sing, but I suck. Happy birthday to the Pisces out there. It's my birthday month as well. Happy birthday there. I just had my 34th birthday on Tuesday the 6th. Oh, it was the 6th. Happy birthday to all my Pisces babies. I love Pisces. They're just so they're just so special. Well, I'm glad that you've been enjoying your birthday month. You deserve it. Tomorrow is your birthday? Oh yeah, go girl. I'll go, Daniel. Daniel, happy birthday. It's about to be at 20 minutes. Or you like, we got a March 1st. Oh, look at all you guys. Look at you guys. Sorry, Daniel. It's not because you're not packing or anything like that. It was just I said it before I clicked it and looked at the actual little pic. So, oh my God, I love it. God, there's a lot of Pisces in here. That's amazing. So, what do you guys think? This is just another. I love dates though, and so this is like amazing to hear that. Okay, this person told you this, and which could be obviously like November 13th until November 26th because it could have been any time between then that the cop heard this, and then okay, we got it to the detective. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this now. Blah blah blah. It could have also been that, hey, I know so and so has this knife. They said that they just got it recently. I don't know where they got it from though. So you're like, okay, well, we'll look and see if they bought it off Amazon. What I think's interesting is they have the surveillance camera. They're looking for this white Elantra allegedly. Do they already have an idea of like who are the people that drive the white Elantras before you start going track down all the surveillance, go get the surveillance cameras, but we're going to do our foot with just like, hey, Dylan, hey, Bethany, we got a white Elantra here. Who drives a white Elantra that you know? Do you know anybody that drives a white Elantra? Then you start asking like the neighbors maybe. But Ann Taylor, based on the discovery that she's looking at right now, she will know exactly what they were doing. Based off of the discovery, what they went out and got, it tells you the order that they basically went in. If you put the discovery in order, it will tell you who was ordering what. Hey, you're gonna go get this. Hey, you're gonna go that. Whose investigation it was. So it's Payne's. So Payne was ordering people to like, hey, you go get this. Hey, you go get that. Everything's dated. So the path, or at least you should know if you broke it all down, which God, I hope, in the order of how they got to where and when and why. But again, this would be just for this search warrant is to get this account that they provided Amazon with. It was to get, they listed, here we go. This is what we're looking for. Not that one. On the 26th day of November, 2022 at approximately 3:32 p.m., Detective Lawrence Mowry served the search warrant heretofore issued upon the place and or persons described. So they served it to, like I said, if you go and type that in, that's going to be your police request, law enforcement request. And then the property found and taken and the location within or upon said place and or persons, or as follows. Now, you see how it says location and persons, there's nothing there? Description of property. Now, I could read this one of two ways. Which would be that you're looking at a catalog for this, so I can only like give you the description of what we need you to pull up from this person's account, or if they're going to try to say that they physically have this, but they're not releasing the location and the person to how they got to each one of those items. But I'm telling you that I don't think that's the I don't think that that's the way that I would interpret that. So, Wild Cherry, can someone drop Lana's email? Sure. When I talk to law enforcement, it's an electronic request that particular request. Exactly. Issuing to Amazon because they're getting their electronic information, which is they want all the information to do with this particular person's account, and they are specifically looking for these items if they were purchased by this account. And a person that they want to keep anonymous, so it doesn't mean it's like a confidential informant. It could be somebody that wanted to come forward. It doesn't mean that you're a confidential informant for the murders or anything like that. It could be somebody that's giving you information, but they're like, I want to be anonymous. I want to be protected. I don't want my name out there. So, oh, someone get a membership? Someone buy memberships? Who's buying memberships out there? But now, when did we first become aware that it was a stabbing and that we were looking for knives? So think about this. Who came forward and when did they come forward? Because we didn't know like how we knew that there was 4 people dead on the 13th, 40. When did it become that, okay, they were stabbed? When did we, because you have to look at it as, I don't think that this person came forward until that it was like they knew that was like a stabbing situation. Oh, Amanda, some Amanda got one. Congratulations there. How do you buy and or gift memberships? I don't know. I think it's I don't know. Yes, look at it. Are they saying that the K-bar knives are being bought and shipped through Amazon warehouse? There are P restrictions on shipping various items such as knives depending on the state shipped to. Mm-hmm. It's actually saying when you Google those items that they're coming straight from like the K-bar warehouse themselves. So I don't know. I really never tried to buy a knife through the mail. I've never even thought about it. Click on the green gift box and allow yourself to receive gifts. Up at the top of the chat, click the gift. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so yeah, looking at these documents here, what other page that I want to point out? Let's see. Okay, yeah. We'll see if Bella wants to give her 2 cents over the phone.
I can't hear you.
Well, you're live. Okay. You're live here on Truth and Transparency. Would you like to say anything about this K-bar?
I feel like it's a conundrum with that date that they requested it, because it's November 26th, and that's a very particular date to ask for these records.
Why?
So, because literally, so the murders happened on the 13th of November. The next kind of big thing is they tell us that there's a bolo that goes out. What was it, the 25th of November, to local or to law enforcement about the white Elantra. So for them to ask for this, yes.
Caller, you lost your... We lost you there, caller. I get what she's saying. She's saying that basically local law enforcement were like, hey, keep an eye out for a white Elantra on November 25th. And then here on the 26th, they're filing for to put the Amazon request in. And then, we stumble upon the white Elantra at WSU's campus on the 29th. And yeah, it's like you're setting up a quote unquote way to get to some person in a strategic fashion. It's like this: if someone says, here, I'm going to give you the answer, figure out how to get there without, but you can't use this. Like, you can't use me. Go figure out how to get there besides using me, because you can't use me. That's what I think. So, because it's like, how did that person even know that Brian would have been in that area to either A, frame him, or if he is in fact the person, then how do you know? You get what I'm saying? So whoever this person is that I believe said this name, Brian Kohlberger, they know that they couldn't use that person in order to, like, it's the best way that I can. It's like, here's the name. I can give you information about it, and you can figure out to try to get around, to try to, put it all together, but you can't use me. So, oh my God, who's gifting? I love it. Congratulations. Wow, thank you for the gift. Blessings. Lana's channel is awesome. Thank you. Oh, who's ever winning all these gifts? I love it. It's like Oprah. You get a membership. Oh, Boston. Oh, you guys are all just so kind. Everyone's gifting. That's awesome. See, on this side of I can't see it. Like, I'd have to get on YouTube or my phone so I could see what's transpiring, but I don't get to see anything from this user streamer that they don't notify us. So it's not until, like, if you were to write it in chat. So good people get good things in the end. Just a quote of the day by Floydie here. What a lover. My name is in green. What does that mean? That means you're a member. You're a member of the channel, and we do appreciate you. Lana's channel is the gift that keeps on giving. Requesting search warrants prior. Thank you there, man. I appreciate that. Requesting search warrants, said by Miss 9. Requesting search warrants prior to probable cause for BK could get all the evidence obtained from questionable warrants out to the transparency. I think it should be. It's interesting because what's the big to do on why this person can't, be outed? And I don't believe it's for safety reasons. In terms of but I don't know. I think there's multiple things going on, and it could potentially ruin something that's been in the works for a while that actually has nothing to do with this case. But that it's like when they have those big sting operations. When something little happens, you're like, you're not about to screw my cover up for the past year I've been undercover, and we're not about to screw this up. We're so close to getting something, so get it another way. Figure it out, get it another way. I'll give you all the information that you need, but you're not going to blow my cover on something that we've been working on, and that sounds like fetish to me, like feds. So, we're not going to ruin something that we've put in, possibly a ton of money into doing, and then outing and things like that. Gina Marie. Thank you there, Chad. Agree, Lana. I've been thinking this for a while, especially 60 agents coming in. Yeah, I can't get around a bunch of things of the timeline, and I can't get around then you have his car, you have him. Why aren't you questioning him, November 29th? But also, we don't know who this belongs to. We don't know who this person came forward with to talk about, hey, go get information on this person's Amazon account. But I'll tell you what, if it's not Brian Kohlberger, whoever is on this account and whoever this is, that's going to help the defense. Hypothetical and transparency. John Dietz. Your right hand must be busy tonight. Have a good one. Yes. As far as saying that they got their a bunch of information on this person, who whatever they did, this is what they were allowed to get. This is what was it within the scope of their search warrant, which was that would be on this page right here. Search warrant. The records shall include, but are not limited to, account information for the above named individuals, entities on Amazon.com or affiliated websites, including but not limited to. So whatever you use your Amazon account for that could link in some type of way. And that would be contact information, billing information, account opening date, account closing date, and any other information retained in connection with the identified accounts, order details, and purchase history for all transactions conducted by the above named individuals, entities on Amazon.com or any Amazon.com affiliated storefront, web store, including IP address information for purchases made. They wanted any and all whatever you've bought, payment information for payments made or facilitated by Amazon.com to or from the above named individuals, entities. Now, this is individuals is plural. Is that other one plural? It is plural. All customer interaction records between Amazon.com and the above named individuals, entities, and their representatives, to include call notes, call recordings, emails, interesting. Electronic records. Electronically stored records shall be produced in electronic form and shall include those records held one in your record retention system. Text data relating to transactions. They had a present day, I believe it was. Whatever the present day was. So when they put this in, they had, I thought, until November 26th. Let's see. They had from January 2022 until yeah.
Hey.
Yo, what's up? You're on Truth and Transparency. How are you?
Oh my God, the Colin show. So exciting. Do you see that page? It's hard because the pages are all like, it's a bunch of documents. So it's page 1 of I have no idea.
Okay, what is
so they're saying, I'll wait till you get there. I have to mute you on that.
What are they saying?
So they say, and this was put in December 15th, so when they got the Amazon thing back, and they're saying,
well, they got it back the 8th. This detective got it back the 8th, but he then turned it over into evidence on the. Okay.
So this is like we were talking about last time. This is a receipt that you give the judge when the judge signs off on a search warrant.
Correct.
You have to give the judge a receipt back saying,
correct,
we accomplished the search warrant. So that's what that is. So it says, Lawrence Mowry, who is the officer, has given me proof upon oath that this day showing probable cause establishing grounds for issuing a search warrant and probable cause to believe that the property referred to and sought in or upon said premises consists of information for the crimes of homicide in the possession of or control of Amazon related to the sales of the following items for the period of January 1st, 2022 to present. So present would be November 26th. And one K-bar, and it says the sheet. The sheet is the KA1217S. That's the item number for the sheet. And then K-bar full size United States Marine Corps straight edge knife. The records shall include, but are not limited to, and then the next page. And it says a bunch of stuff. So you might want to get there and show that on to everybody if they didn't download it. I can count the number of pages and tell you, I guess. It's like somewhere in the middle of all of this stuff.
Somewhere in the middle. I don't know. I print all my stuff out. I print everything out. So
I did too. I can't. It just says page 1 to 3.
It's the 1 of 3 one. Right here. I got you. I got it right there.
I might have lied. No, it's 1 to 2. Sorry, I lied.
Yeah, this is it. Lawrence having given me proof upon oath.
Yes.
This day showing probable cause establishing grounds for issuing a search warrant and probable cause to believe that the property referred to and sought in or upon said premises consists of information for the crimes of homicide. And I think she means said premises within refers to this would be Amazon. Like with Amazon in this person's account, right?
Yes, because they're talking about that specific electronic warrant for Amazon. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
because see what it says in the corner? It says in the matter of the application for a search warrant for Amazon Corporate Service Company.
Yes. Yes, obviously. God.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So
and then so that's what so just so everybody knows that's what's redacted out of here is the affidavit for that. So we're just going off of the
return, the receipt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's a little tidbit of information that they've, given us that we're over here, looking at. But yeah, so is it from a CI or is it from a receipt or is it from, what is it from? So it's very interesting, isn't it? Because that date, I can't get over it. The November date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the November 26th date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be very interesting on June 26th to see if it comes up in the prelim.
Oh, it's definitely going to come up in the prelim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you have it. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for taking my call.
This is the call-in show.
It's such an amazing call-in show. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Everyone's gifting, by the way. You guys are so amazing in chat. This is the best chat. I always say the smartest chat on YouTube. And you guys are so amazing for gifting. True Crime Junkie, whose birthday is coming up, gifted at least 10. Thank you for that. And everyone else who gifted. I can't look now or it'll cut me off. But thank you guys. Leanne, I can't see on her end who gifts. But yeah, I'll send you screenshots.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Okay. And
thank you.
Yeah. And I love it because we have special guests tonight, if you know what I mean. Bye. What's up, Drunken Terrors? What's up? Thank you there. Son, I appreciate you. Yeah, so there you have it. There you have it. Yeah, so to sit here and say that they found the knife or they have the knife, that's not what this says. But it's kind of interesting if you want to talk about the process and how they're getting to certain areas and of the investigation, and that's more or less what is interesting with these documents. So did you guys take the time to watch any more of the crazy ex-boyfriend murder case? I have not, by the way. I had some things to do. Millions of people buy and have, this is from Clear Adventure, millions of people buy and have a K-bar knife. I wonder what you think about the Brent guy that lived 2 miles away from Brian that was a Marine. Yeah, I think mainstream media not giving that any attention is really unfortunate. So many questions surrounding that. I speak about that actually pretty often. For somebody that has, fought, is a vet, and if they cleared everybody out of that building, you'd want to do everything in your power to not have to do what you did. So there was something so wrong with this case, said by Cheryl. Yeah, I think there's a lot of inconsistencies. Absolutely. Absolutely. K-bars are overproduced. So many people have them. They have reason to believe the killer bought it on Amazon. That's what I think is crazy. They that somebody that would be okay, Brian. So Brian Colbert is a huge like cloud-based, so into like the cloud. Basically everything digital. So this person not only is going to be on every camera possible with his little white Elantra, then and driving all over, and then not shutting off his phone when he should have, then turning it on when he shouldn't have. But then also he's going to go and buy the knife off of, again, a paper trail of digital evidence. Wow. PS says, I cannot wait until June. Maybe then we'll all have a total new insight on all of this. Maybe. Hayden says, you've been watching the entire trial. I haven't seen any evidence. The witnesses are all sketchy. Yeah, I don't know what that DA is doing, but after that last Fed inmate, testimony, I said, geez. I just don't know how you could be in a room and sit with him for an hour and a half and listen to everything, and then you're like, yeah, let's put him on the stand. What? No, you can't do that. Yeah, make yourself known there, Maple Beef. Absolutely. Click that thumbs up to get more TNT content into your feed. Gene Anderson, yes, we will be at the preliminary hearing. Be doing lots of coverage during that week. Thank you there for that super sticker. Appreciate it. Criminals get caught doing stupid things. Well, that would be criminals as in plural. This would be his first offense, which would be a quadruple homicide. All right, yeah, hit those thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs down. Make yourself known. Thanks there, Amanda. Cheryl, what's the deal with Bethany, and why don't we know much about her? All hush hush. Yeah. Well, if you think about it, if you slept through it, there really wouldn't be much to say, except for everything leading up until the time you went to sleep. So let's hypothetically say that is accurate, that she went down and went to bed or whatever. Then everything to do with Bethany is going to be, her movements way before. Not being trying to talk to her and be like, hey, well, you were sleeping. Are you sure you didn't hear this? Are you sure you didn't hear that? But put your touch DNA on that thumb. Yeah. What's up, K Baker? Love it. I will say I agree there with Chad. You know, if that Murdoch trial didn't teach you anything, I hope it at least taught you that what our phones can do when on us, which they're mostly on us, like so much, it's wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah, our cars. Yep. What's up, Megan Stewart? How you doing? What's the leak? Is there a leak? Because these documents aren't leaked, and there's nothing in any of these documents that said that they have the K-bar. In fact, they were saying that they believe from these search warrants, the way that I read it is that they believe whoever talked to them and gave them the information to then look into either one person or a couple people's Amazon accounts to get all the paid for purchase transactions and all that stuff from their account history dating all the way back to January 1st of 2022 to present day, which was November 26th, 2022 when they submitted this. So you all need to go out there and buy some burners. Objection overruled. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah, so basically the whole reason that this search warrant, in my opinion, took place is because of there is a person that they want to keep hush hush, but it was from their information that they were able to get a judge to sign off on a search warrant like this with the affidavit that was presented, and that was that it was enough information. This is the part that's not in there, though. Having given me proof upon oath this day, showing probable cause, establishing grounds for issuing a search warrant, and probable cause to believe that the property referred to and sought in or upon said premises consists of information for the crimes of homicide in the possession or control of Amazon related to the sales of the following items for the period of January 1st, 2022 to present day. So somebody believes that everything was purchased on Amazon. And I just I'm interested in the date that would have been purchased. Because you got to be one dumb person to go purchase your murder weapon on Amazon. I've never even heard of anybody buying knives through Amazon, but interesting. Yeah, I don't. I'll post some cat stuff later. Been trying to catch up on life. Almost back on track. I'm sure that account was made probably yesterday. Anybody check it out? When I got a DP knife on Amazon, was really surprised. I mean, who has nothing better to do? Aaron Thomas says, "Have you heard he tried to return it to Amazon so it would be found?" Who's he? I mean, this is wild. All right. No, it's him. No, it's him, Lana. And did you not, Inan, I'm sorry, Mr. Harsh, did you not find humor in the fact that we were able to find your, what was it, 2016 or 18? I want to hear about your backstory with that. I want to know how you and Officer, whatever her name was, knew each other. Have you got to see that yet? That time you got pulled over, which I would have totally fought that if I was you, because that was totally uncalled for you to even get pulled over for just like, I don't know, scratching your ear. I think she secretly had a crush on you and wanted to pull you over. And then you just totally dropped the ball. I cannot believe you asked her if she wanted to come see your cat. But I applaud you for like effort. But I can help you with your pickup lines. And you can help me with, what is it? Juggling fire. So, but I think that you would at least find some humor in the fact that if I know for me, if somebody called me up and was like, "Oh my God, you're never going to believe this, Lana. Somebody got a hold of your your body cam footage from like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago." I'd be like, "What? Oh yeah, it's all over the internet." Why? I don't know. Something about your cat. What? But I think he has probably a pretty decent sense of humor, so he probably found humor in it. Yeah, it did make our day. So, I was selling pot one day and his sister, now Officer Riley, was there. I was singing to some rap songs and she pulled me over because I was on my phone. I know. I was like, damn, girl. And then the body cam. So we have the body cam. Have you seen it? Do you want me to show you some of it? If you want to see it, I'll show you some of it. I'm sure you saw some of it though. But I was like, damn, she like, when she realized that like you weren't on your phone and she knew who you were, I didn't understand why she just didn't let you go. Why she has to be like, license and registration. And you're like, oh shit. But you were so chill. Like, you're just smiling like, all right, girl, if you want to take me in, I don't care. I thought she pulled me over to hit on me. I watched the video. I know. That's why I was like, so do you guys have a past history? Because she was like, she like already knew who you were. I mean, she ran your plate, so she probably saw like the name. But she totally knew who she was pulling over. And you were just like, oh my God. By the way, I saw all the reconstruction for the Monarch Hotel. Did your family do all of that? She came to Bloom like 3 days later. I saw her and hit her up later on Facebook. She never replied. Officer Riley, psh, would she come try to get some free food? She ended up in Bloom. Let's see. Truth and transparency. Remember, she typed out the entire day, extremely different from what we seen on the video. I thought it was pretty accurate, wasn't it? I just remember her feeling really bad. She's like, I feel horrible. Like, I thought he was on his phone, and then he leads to this with this like arrest, but no arrest. Like, you got arrested, but like you didn't. Your friends came and picked you up. Like, that was so cool of them. Laughing my ass off. No, that's the owner of Bloom. I guess sort of family. They own another restaurant too. So, okay, because I was wondering who did all the remodels because it's really nice. Yeah, so for what it's worth, you totally got screwed in the deal. How expensive was that when you got what was your fine? Like they let you take the car but you just couldn't drive it. So did the girl or the guy drive your car? Were you a little high when you were doing it? I got burned all the time. Not as often, but sometimes still gnarly. Mr. Harsh, you want to come on panel? You can. I also don't remember. I don't know. I just got off work. Sometimes I'd smoke it back. See, that's what I said. I literally, after I watched your body cam, you can go back and you can see the things I said. I said, you guys, there's no way that this dude slashed up 4 people. I'm sorry. Like, but I feel like he could totally just be like, always find himself in like really weird situations because he's just like, yeah, like, sure. Sure. Hey, do you want to go do this? Yeah, sure. And I really would love to see you and Officer Riley go on a date. You don't have to show your face, by the way, if you just want to use your voice. I think you should grow your hair back long again, too. I've been calling you Jesus. So. Oh, yeah. Were you at the grub truck that night? My coworkers say the same thing. It could have happened to a more interesting person. I'm just curious. Were you at the grub truck that night? Because we have video that we think that maybe it was you walking across, in I don't know, a Shaw. Do you have Shaws? Mr. Harsh, who is Frankie Arnold? Dynamite. I definitely think it's him. Nope. Doesn't look like me at all, in my opinion. I know. I thought the shoes was the dead giveaway. You don't think it looks like anything like you, though? I just didn't think it was your shoes. I think somebody was trying to punk you. They thought it was still Halloween and dressing up like you. They're like, I want to be Mr. Harsh tonight. Anyways, got a lot of questions for you if you ever want to take the link. Your coworkers. Are you still working? Are you still in Moscow? Well, you can take down my email, and we can have side chat conversations until you feel that we get to that level of trust. So and then again, please be kind in chat, otherwise you will be booted, timed out. We don't play like that. He's been here before if he's been here now. Well, Mr. Harsh, you have a good night. Word as in, oh, you want me to give you my email? Let's do that. You got a pen? Wanda Turner, welcome. Oh my God, Mr. Harsh, you need to become a member of the channel, okay? Can you just super cat? I mean, can you super chat? Do you want to see my cat? Can you just super chat that so it can be on the screen with your name highlighted? Because there's nothing that would be better than that. Because I think I want to get merchandise that says, you like cats? Yeah. You want to come see my cat sometime? So yeah, if you super cat me, like that would like go down in history. Because what super chat? I love this kid. Somebody signed this kid up for a deal. Oh my God, that's awesome. What's super chat? Don't worry about it. For you, it's super cat. You can just super cat me. I need to buy a new shirt. Press. Some girl never returned mine. Your shirt or your cat? This is great. Are you going to be in Moscow in June? If so, I'll treat you to dinner. Let me know. Shirt press. Oh, I was doing sales for a festival once. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, you can totally sell my merch. I want your face on So what are you doing right now? Just curious. Were you just bored tonight? Laughing my fucking ass off. He's like, I don't know. I just came in here and started writing in chat. Nobody believed it was me. But it's a super chat. If you hit that money sign, you can pay like $1.99 or something. And you can write the words. Do you like cats? Want to come see my cat sometime? Is that what it was? You want to come play with my cat? Lana, did you get him to come here? I summoned him. I just was whistling Dixie over there at him. Your video made me laugh so hard this morning, I had to come back. Oh my God. Wait, was it the one that you watched of yourself? That was the first time that you saw it? Oh my God. Did you tell me it was not? I think our reactions were pretty good because when you just totally nonchalantly just turned to her with the biggest grin on your face, and you say, "You like cats?" You're getting arrested, and you say, "Do you like cats?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like, you just like you should have been like cussing her out, okay? But instead, you are embracing her and just catting it up. And she's over here like, she didn't say right out no, right? She said, oh, I don't remember her response now. I'm glad that you saw it. And I'm glad that you took it the way that you were supposed to take it as I wasn't making fun of you. I was laughing with you because I think that you'd be the type to, if you ever got your hands on that, which you clearly did, you'd smoke weed and you would be like tripping and just laughing and just being like, oh my God, Detective or Officer Riley, come cuff me. Meow. Meow. Ugh. Mr. Harsh says, your two's take was gold. I think it needs to go viral. Anyways, I'll show the emails I just sent, Lana. Oh, let's take a look. Let's see what emails. Because I was expecting to get off 40 minutes ago. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm not ready for all that. Not tonight. I see a doc though. I see those. Me and Harsh will talk off this thing. Can you play the video? I didn't see it. Lana, please play the video again. You just want me to play that little part? I'll play that little part. Yeah, you I think Mr. Harsh deserves to go viral. So let's see. I'll play a clip of it. I'll play my favorite part, my cat part. While you guys are in here, make sure you guys make yourself known. Thumbs up the video, thumbs it down. That way it can be seen. I mean, Mr. Harsh has to be seen by everybody now. Oh my, what was the title of that one? Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. I got it for you here, partner. Here you go. Ready? Oopsies. There you go.
See you for the first time on the job this way.
Yeah, that's cool. You like cats?
Yeah.
You see my cat sometime?
Well, probably not.
Oh, okay.
But so
That's
you
my
working
favorite.
at Bloom?
Yeah.
Oh, she said probably not. At least she didn't say like no. She said probably not.
Cool. I worked there too. Like,
Did he just say, "Do you want to see my cat sometime"?
Yes, I told you this last night. I said he's flirting and he's hitting it. And she's like, probably not.
Shut the.
That's my favorite part. Is that your favorite part?
That hasn't happened yet.
No way.
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
pay
I
it.
think I forgot to pay attention.
Yeah. So they suspended your license in the 3rd degree, and so I'm not that surprised that you didn't know about it because it seems like you're pretty surprised. But you'll want to respond to that in 2 weeks.
Sorry.
And yeah, like I said, if you don't hear anything from the court, they don't send you anything, then definitely give them a call and make sure that they know what's going on and that you haven't missed a court date, because then they could put out a warrant for you as well. So, any questions? Okay. Glad to see you for the first time on the job this way.
Yeah, that's cool. You like cats?
Yeah.
You see my cat sometime?
Well, probably not. But so
That's
you
my
working
favorite.
at Bloom?
Yeah.
Cool. I worked there too. Like,
Did he just say, "Do you want to see my cat sometime"?
Yes, I told you this last night. I said he's flirting and he's hitting it. And she's like, probably not.
Shut the.
That's my favorite part. Is that your favorite part?
That hasn't happened yet.
No way, Lana.
Swear?
That's not your favorite part?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I can't wait to get to yours because that was my favorite part. Hands down.
know what's going on and that you haven't missed a court date, because then they could put out a warrant for you as well. So, any questions? Okay. Glad to see you for the first time on the job this way.
Yeah, that's cool. You like cats?
Yeah.
You see my cat sometime?
Look at that smile. Show me that smile. Don't waste another minute on your crying. So, Mr. Harsh, how did you come across that video? Which one of your friends was like, "Oh my God, you have to see this video"? I'm just curious who. Or did you just, am I in your algorithm, Mr. Harsh? Is it because I've been tagging you? I haven't tagged you at all, actually, but I was just curious. How did you find out about it? Look at that smile. It's endearing. Hi everybody. Yes, totally best body cam ever. I wasn't expecting it either. I was like, what do you mean he got arrested? He's not even put in handcuffs. Like, talk about just, this is like you probably wanted to get put in handcuffs, didn't you? You little dirty dog, you. I was searching for a Washington Post to see if this girl published a story, and yours was like the 3rd link down on the Google search. Yes. Oh my God. This needs to go viral. That is awesome. How many times have you used that line before? Be honest. Yeah, there it is. Oh my God, will you rap will you get on this show and rap Mr. Officer by Lil Wayne? Oh my God, if you rap that in like a Pussycat Doll song, we could have like the most amazing closing out of this. With myself, I didn't know I ever used that line before. You don't even remember. How, whoa. How high were you? That is so funny. Here, I'll teach you. I'll show you how to do this. Hit the comment that I just wrote in chat. Hit that. Touch that. And I encourage you to rap. You can rap for me. I'll let you pick any song you want. I know this sounds weird, but seeing how Shady Moscow and pressure by law enforcement gave me a message in my brain. Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my gosh, welcome. So I just want you to know, like, it was all in very love. I honestly was. You can see I can't stop laughing, but
No, you're good. That was I appreciate it. That was some of the funniest shit I've seen all year.
when you saw it, like, were you like, did you even remember it? Were you like, holy shit?
Yeah, I definitely remembered it.
You did?
I mean, I forgot about it, but when I saw it, there's no way I could ever forget it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And see, because I thought maybe you guys had like a past.
Yeah, I mean, I knew her brothers.
Like, you see them right here.
Oh, yeah, I knew his brothers semi well. And we had a lot of like similar classes because we were in the same grade. And then kind of just through association, because like a small high school of like 900 people, you know, I kind of knew her sister, but she was like 3 years younger, so like we didn't really like associate very much. But you know, like I'd see her in like some of the friend groups when I was like selling pot to them or whatever. Yeah,
Wait,
I don't know.
Wait, did you sell her pot?
I don't think so. No, I don't think I ever sold her pot. She maybe I did, but indirectly. You know what I mean? Like lots of times you'll like sell pot for like a group, and it'll be for like all the little friends, and it's all like but you don't know who you're selling to. You know what I mean? Because this one person's picking up.
Okay, so someone's coming by and they're like, give me whatever they're looking for.
Yeah. Usually in high school, because not a lot of people in high school really know where to find it. You know what I mean? Back then, at least.
Because you're from that area, right?
Yeah. I grew up in Pullman.
So are you being harassed and stuff like that?
I don't know. I was getting a lot of like messages on the internet, but I haven't really been on social media very much, so I don't know. I'm usually mostly just kind of ignore it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude. It gets overwhelming really fast.
Yeah, especially like, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, you can even hear at the end. I go, guys, there is no way that this kid. And I didn't mean any disrespect by me saying kid, but this was so long ago that this was. I was like, your mannerisms. I was like, can you see him? Like, just it's not like. That just isn't. I mean, I don't know.
It's partly why it's so funny to me and like the people that I know, because like they know me, and this is like completely ridiculous. But you know, it's like I'm definitely weird. I'm definitely different. So it's like, you know, it's good speculation for, you know, a bunch of people with extra free time. Like, oh, let's draw some dots. Like, oh, this guy's got felonies. Like, oh, this guy likes knives. Like, oh, what else can we connect?
Well,
you know.
So wait, so Brian Kohlberger's arrested. Did you ever see him around the house? Have you ever seen him before?
No, but you know, I did remember thinking back, I think I saw the launcher that night, and I thought it was kind of strange, but it was just like, you know, like I've never seen him before. You know what I mean? Like, I also like I work like my schedule's opposite most people. So I wake up at like 1, 2 o'clock. I go to work, and then like I get home, and then I like go through routine, and then like I go to sleep, and it's like 2 a.m. So it's like, and I don't really like socialize a super lot. So like I don't really meet a lot of people in this area, just in like general. But yeah, I remember because I always like sometimes I'm like, like in my parking lot, it's always like we're always like trying to find a spot because it's a weekend and there's like a bunch of like traffic and stuff. And so I'm always like, am I gonna get a good parking spot? Am I gonna get a parking spot? And then
You normally park in the back? Is that like where
yeah, I do usually park in the back. And if I can't find a place in the back, then I'll park on like the little hill. And yeah, I did see a the Elantra stand out to me because one of my exes drove an Elantra, and so like so I see that car and I'm just like, oh, that's an Elantra.
Yeah.
But it was like I got my parking spot that night, so I didn't really care.
So it was okay, but it is difficult to park around there. That's why. Yeah, I remember you saying that on when you were talking to what's her name. So, but you've never like seen like when you saw his face and he got arrested. Were you like, who is that person?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't know who he was. He looked I don't know. I don't want to say he looked like a serial killer because that's like super judgmental and like biased, but he kind of looked like a serial killer in my eyes. But I think that's just partly just, placebo. Like you already have like these murders and stuff. So you like as soon as you see a face, you kind of like attach that and you start seeing things. But yeah, I don't know. He looked really lean, which was kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
And his eyes were like his eyes looked like he hadn't slept in a really long time. That was the other thing that kind of stood out to me a little bit.
But he haven't slept. Okay. I was just curious because I'm thinking, okay, if this is somebody that was stalking them, I'm like, your neighbors are gonna see like, oh yeah, you know what? I have seen that guy around. So like, but you're saying hey, his face is all over the place. I've never seen that dude.
Yeah. I mean, and like I work in the back of a house, so I don't see a lot of people that come through the restaurant. I just see the cooks. And I don't go to school here, so I don't see a lot of the students. You know what I mean? Like I feel like most of the people that knew Brian were probably people that had him as like a TA or like went to a class with him. And even like, most PhD students usually stick to themselves pretty well too, So he's probably a bit of a loner,
So do you now your parents, they were like professors or one of them was?
Yeah, my dad was a professor. Oh, he's a
Okay.
dean at one point.
Oh wow, okay, cool. Now did you go to Washington or either one of those?
No, I went to Evergreen for a little bit. I got kicked out after a little bit, after like a year and a half.
Why'd you get kicked out?
Well, this girl was I was shooting up some coke, and this girl was shooting up some heroin, and she didn't finish her fentanyl shot, and she overdosed and almost died. And I basically was giving her like CPR, and her roommates called the cops, and they came in. And usually two things: you're protected by the Good Samaritan Act when you're like in the act of saving a life, and criminal charges. But also Evergreen, they don't do criminal charges on campus. It all goes through a system. So when they saw like the syringes, they kind of just like basically expelled both of us from school.
Did like were you like heavily asked questions about the 4 o'clock scream or no?
Yeah, I feel like everyone was really trying to like pinpoint on that, but to me it was like kind of irrelevant, you know what I mean?
Like, are you sure like it was like a scream at 4 versus like, how do I say it? Like, how do you know that it was at 4 o'clock? How do like,
it's just an estimate,
versus like 3.
It was an estimate because I can usually tell like around like because I stay up for a little bit and
yeah.
Like I usually look at the time before I go to bed. I might not remember it, but I mean, like I can usually gauge like around what time I'm going to bed, and then I kind of gauge that I'm like in bed for like 30-ish minutes. So
did they come?
I don't know. I feel like
come around and knock on your door. Like, did you ever get pounded on your door? Like, hey.
Yeah, they came the next morning. They knocked on everybody's door in our complex, Yeah, they asked if they heard any sounds, but I mean, I was just like, no, like nothing out of the ordinary. But I also didn't know the murders happened either, so I wasn't, like searching my brain for like any point of like relevant information because none of us really knew what the fuck was going on. It was like cops knocking on people's doors.
Mm-hmm.
And open doors, like, what's up?
So you did. So they did come. They did canvas then. Did they say, like,
What?
did they ask your name? Did they ask you what kind of car you drove?
They didn't ask about our cars. They asked us our names. I think I can barely remember. It was so long ago. But they mostly just like all I can remember is asking us where we were, what time we came home, what we were doing, what time we went to bed, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get like a timeline.
Did you ever do any drugs with anybody at that house?
At that house? No,
No.
I didn't. I didn't even like. I don't even drink really. No.
I know you're saying something about like you gave him like a bottle of wine or something.
Yeah, it was just like
It's like in passing.
I don't so I don't drink, but I like to cook. So sometimes I have wine to cook with, and then I'm like, what do I do with all this extra wine? And they were just like they were active, and I was already outside, and was just like, oh, like this is an easy way to fucking like drop off this extra wine, and so I just went down there. I was like, yo, you guys want some wine? And they're like, hell yeah.
They're just like, sure. They're like, did you roofie this or what? No, they were.
No, they weren't suspicious at all. I mean, it's like it's a small community. It's a pretty safe community, honestly. So it's like people are pretty trusting. Like for example, like when I go to Oakland and I don't have my phone and I'm trying to borrow a phone to like call someone for a ride or whatever, like it's almost impossible. Like no one's gonna let you like even look at your phone. You know what I mean? But here, like people will fucking go off into the grocery store while you make your call on their phone. You know what I mean? Like that's how safe this area is. So I don't think people are really worried about getting roofied very much here, except for people that are from like other places. But sure, I'm sure it happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, so
they didn't look scared.
So you're still like hanging out around there, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I was just like, honestly, like I was like, I got home from work and then I just like used some of the like food and I heard like really loud sounds. Like, what do I do with this wine? And I was like, oh, they're partying outside. Like, take out this trash, go fucking drop off this wine. Boom, easy.
Was there a lot of people over?
No, it was just like there was only like a few at the time. It was like small because it was later. You know what I mean? Because I get home like late, like even for like parties and stuff. So most of the party had left.
Are you still doing that? Are you still working, like doing the restaurant stuff?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. When I come to town, I'll come visit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll buy you dinner. Where do you do you still like to go just do vegan food, or have you ever ate a steak?
Yeah, no, I mean I work in the restaurant. I'm pretty flexitarian. I'm just vegan at home.
Flexitarian?
Yeah. Because I mean, like, I like to, I want to taste the food that I'm cooking.
I'm a trisexual. I'll try anything once. Like what?
Yeah. No, I eat meat when I'm at work. I'm not gonna lie. And I'll eat meat when it's offered to me too. I'm really more on like economics, like not wasting food and knowing where your food comes from, rather than like I'm not much against the meat as I am a lot of the farming practices, like the big industrial practices that we have on the way that we manufacture meat here. So I try to just be conscious about it for the most part. But at home, I'm pretty vegan-y, and it's just like it's healthier for me that way.
So like so you haven't been contacted by like Brian's like attorney or anything to be like, hey, can we talk to you about that scream?
No, I don't think it's relevant in a court of law. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see how I would be evidence in a court. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, how would that be relevant in an actual court case? Well,
I mean, unless you didn't hear. Well, I don't know if you didn't hear. If they want to come to be like, hey, are you sure that you heard something? Because like you'd be pinpointing. It could be like the screams right before, or while somebody was like being. You know what I mean? Because if they're trying to pinpoint the time of the crime.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, I feel
like not that you'd be like you don't like.
I feel like they have so much on this guy. It's just it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? They've got DNA. I don't know what other evidence. They're probably keeping most of the other thing, but I feel like they've been building this case for so long. They probably have a lot on this guy. So I mean, like, little details, like, like a scream at like 4 a.m. Like it might give you like a closer timeline. But I mean, once you have like DNA and you have blood and you have like other evidence, I don't think that really matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When's
And I
last
think the
time?
big,
So did the
huh?
police have the police? When's the last time you even talked to the police, or was that
Mm,
like way in the beginning?
yeah, way in the beginning. And then one time they were in the parking lot, and I came and approached him, and I was like, "Yo, I also like saw this car that night. I don't
Oh yeah,
know. It's
that
probably
black
not
SUV.
irrelevant, huh?"
The black SUV.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably not relevant, but I know you guys probably don't have a lot, so like, this is what I have just in case it helps. And
Was
that's
it
like the only other time.
like a Tahoe type, or like a, you know what I mean?
Oh no, it was more. I want to say it was more BMW. Like it was like SUV, like standard size SUV, like not big SUV.
Could it
But
be that
it's
Ford
just like,
Explorer? For like
say what?
that Ford Explorer?
No, it wasn't the Ford Explorer. It stood out to me because it looked like a dope dealer's car. You know what I mean? I was like, that's a pretty dope car.
It looked like souped up.
Yeah, it was souped up. That's why it stood out to me.
And was it in the parking lot,
Um,
or was it like?
it was on the street. It was on the corner of King and whatever streets right before that. So I'm on Queen, and then Queen crosses the King, and then King crosses to another street that connects to Taylor. It was between that street that connects to Taylor and King Street.
Okay. Did have you been like for the holidays? Did you kind of get out of there because of like, were you scared that like?
No. Well, no. I had already been planning the trip to San Francisco for a while,
Oh,
and
okay.
it
So
just
you've been there?
happened. Say what?
That's where you've been lately?
Well, that was in like December, January or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, my family's from Oakland, so I go to the Bay semi-frequently. And so I was going over there. That's where like the TikTok came, and like, but that was just like a coincidence. I've been planning that vacation for a while. I was going away for like a week or two, and that gave me an extra, but like it gave me an extra time to like kind of mess with like social media and stuff a little bit, which I usually don't have time for.
So wow, that's crazy that like basically you haven't heard from. Did you have to fill out like a statement, like a witness statement, like a piece of paper or anything?
Nah.
They didn't do anything like that?
No. I mean, I feel, I think, I just feel like a nobody, and I think to the police I'm a nobody too. You know what I mean? Like they're
not with that cat line, you're not a nobody. Wait, can you say it for me? Can you say it? Can you just say the line that you said just so I can? What'd you say?
You want to come play with my cat?
Is your cat still there? Oh my god.
Yeah, she's Tanae. She's trying to go outside. Oh, she's busy. She was here earlier.
Oh shit. Oh, that's too. You crack me up. I was like, wait, did he just ask if she wants to come pet his cat?
I took your advice. That's probably not the best pickup line.
Oh god, no! I think you need to do. I think honestly, maybe it is. Maybe it is a good pickup because it made me. I gotta be like, is this guy for real?
Some of my coworkers are like, dude, if I didn't work with you, there's no way I'd believe that you were real.
Because that's when I watched that video, I'm like, all right, if you guys really think that this kid right here committed these murders, that's just not possible. Like there's just no way. Like he would have been like, I don't know, like he wants you to come over and play with his cats for heaven's sakes. He just wants someone to just come and kick it with his cat. Come on.
It's so outlandish.
But
so outlandish.
Yeah, so and then somebody was like took over like your name or something, like Chef. Oh, there's your cat.
Yeah.
You guys, it's official. It's official. There's a kitty. That's awesome. So so the first time that you saw the video was just like you said a day or two ago?
No, it was this morning. Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you not? So no one told you to go see it. You just happened to like Google because you were looking up an
Yeah.
article.
No one's seen it either. I was showing my friends at work, and they had no idea. And I'm like, guys, you gotta watch this video. And these girls are, dude, their take's gold, bro. Like, check it out.
Were you like, how did they get this video? Damn that now.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm
God,
impressed.
that's
How did you guys get that video? You're just kind of like sleuthing around, and you're like, oh, this looks pretty
we
interesting.
did a request. We did a
Nice.
public. Well, because we found out that you had gotten arrested, and I'm just like, arrested for what? Like, then there was nothing. There was no substance behind it, and I was like, that's really weird. I wonder if he got like let go off of something.
You know, I was in Oregon once, and I got pulled over. I was driving this girl to a court date for marijuana possession, and we got pulled over in like this really like hillbilly. I was following this truck, and they pulled over my car. I was an Acura Integra. I had like tinted windows and stuff, so obviously they pulled over my car, and then they searched my car. They called a canine unit on us, but they waited like over 45 minutes for the canine to arrive, and for their probable cause, they were like, I was too direct in my answers. I didn't look the cop directly in the eye, and I was on a major known highway. And so they used that for probable cause to like search my car. And they're trying to find like a bunch of drugs, but all they found was like
marijuana,
ounce of fucking weed. Yeah. And so,
well,
I took it to court and I got it thrown out, but I was still just like, I mean,
were your parents like, what the hell are you keep doing? You keep getting in trouble.
Yeah. Then my dad actually had to drive me to my court date there. It was like a 8-hour drive, and he drove me over there. I remember I was sitting by my lawyer. My dad was in the back, and the cop was doing his testimony, and I just started laughing at him. I was like, "Oh, too direct in my answers," and the lawyer just like looks over. He's like, "Bro, you gotta settle down, dude. You're in a courthouse."
We said it. We're like, can you imagine Mr. Harsh on the stand? They'd be like asking him a question. He'd be like, what? he would start laughing. And so we said, I was like, oh my God, maybe like they're like, we can't put him on the stand. Like, hey, what were you doing? You came home totally getting high. I was playing with my cat getting high. Okay. And you heard a scream? Well, maybe. Maybe I heard a scream. But I think I saw a car, though. I think I saw a black SUV. I still can't believe that, like, you only were questioned, like, one time. I mean, like, you live, like... I'm surprised that they didn't come and ask you, like, hey, have you seen this person? So they didn't come over and be like, hey, have you ever seen this guy around here? And show you, like, here's Brian. And you're like, no, I never saw him.
No, I mean, I feel like they know that I don't know shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
so there was rumors that you were this FBI informant and that you were like, and that you were a police informant. So
no, I mean, for a while I was kind of scared to talk to the police because I thought, I was a little bit scared that this guy was out there and he was going to try to kill people that were like talking or whatever. So I didn't even want to mention that I saw a black SUV that night. But after a while I was like, whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I feel like most of their, the FBI, like mostly what they're looking at is data, cell phone data, Amazon data. They're just trying to like get all the data they can on this Brian dude. And I feel like if you don't come across some type of data, like some type of like message they find or like Facebook communication, then like you're not of interest to them because it's not concrete evidence, it's just speculation and like.
I mean, I would think though, but I would think that like honestly, like I think that you telling me that you live where you live and that you've never seen this dude around and that he could have been like, especially because you get home late.
It's funny you bring that up because maybe I'm like just tripping, but I mean, like, I feel like I've seen that Elantra, when I think about it, I'm like, I've probably seen that Elantra like a few times, and like knowing that he was like, using the scope out or whatever. But I mean, like, other than that,
they were saying they're trying to say that his phone was pinging off the same tower that you guys all use over there. So like, not that you guys off like the same Wi-Fi or anything like that, but it was off the tower. Well, there's hundreds of houses over there that use the same tower. But what I was more concerned with is I was like, okay, well, if he's, going to be around that area and is scoping out the house and the layout and would anybody then catch him or if he's just trying to fit in, is he acting like he's a neighbor of the area and walking his cat. You see
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean,
trying to say?
yeah. But I mean, so two things. One, this is a semi-big complex for this area.
Mhm.
There's probably, in their 2 bedroom, so there's probably like 200 people just like across the street. You know what I mean, in those two buildings.
Mhm.
And the other thing is there's like it's Greek row, so it's like almost every like other house like is like a party house and like a bunch of the college kids and they kind of like rotate to the houses. So a bunch of like random people you've never seen before kind of like wandering around, maybe scoping out the area. Like that's normal. You know what I mean? Like
Because they're trying to get somewhere because they look like they're like
yeah, they're just like bouncing around parties or
so
maybe they're
there's a lot
selling
of people
drugs to the
walking.
parties. Say what?
So a lot of people walk around that area, right?
Yeah.
See, so that was my thing. As I was like, why are they not keeping it, why aren't they keeping it open to the fact that the killer didn't necessarily have to get into a vehicle versus that
Oh
he
yeah.
walked out of there?
Yeah, and also the way your parking lots lays out, there's a hill and there's a neighborhood behind the hill, and that neighborhood has access to almost, I don't want to say every part of Moscow, but you can go a back road to Pullman. You can also go to the Arboretum. You can take another back road to go to Pullman. You can take that back road to go to Lewiston. You can come out to the other side of the neighborhood to get through like down through like A&W, or on the other side where like this place called Jippy Java is and like an industrial park. So it's like this particular area, there's a lot of access points on foot, on bike, on car, where you could
Okay.
literally like go into like an unseen place. And that house was like, it was like in a crevice, so it was a little bit isolated. It was also in a dark corner. We also didn't have lights in our apartment. Like we had dark stairwells. They never put on lights until after the killing. So there was like some really like dark areas. So like, for this some dude like looking for an easy house to scope out to fucking kill someone in, like that house,
Yeah.
in my book, pretty easy house to kill someone and get away with it. Because there's a bunch of access points that get out of this neighborhood without taking the main road.
Have you ever ordered DoorDash in that area?
Not in a few years, but I used to do it a little bit. Well, I had Chase Sapphire card and I had like a few like free DoorDashes, and so I abused them, and then I kind of stopped using it because it's a lot of money.
Oh my god, no! Oh my god, tell me about it. Chick-fil-A. I ordered a chicken nuggets for my son and waffle fries. So it was like a 12-piece and medium fries. $21.56 with a free $21.56. And
Yeah,
he said,
you're trying to get some coffee, and then all of a sudden you have like a latte, and they're trying to charge you like $13 for it, and there's like the delivery fee, the DoorDash fee, the fucking restaurant fee, and it ends up, dude. So yeah, I started using DoorDash because of that, but also I work in a restaurant, so I try
if you could take advantage.
I try not to spend too much money on food.
Yeah, keep it cheap. So when you used to use DoorDash, would they like ring your doorbell or would they like just drop it off and take a picture? Do you remember?
Yeah, they usually just dropped it off, take a picture sometimes.
And like,
let's see.
That's how I got mine.
Yeah, there was one time, I remember it was in Pullman, I would have problems every once in a while because they drop it off at the same number, but a different complex. And I would I couldn't find it, but I'd get free, I get free money. I was like, cool. And it's like refunded it and stuff. One time I was like, I couldn't find it, and they refunded it, and I was like, I should go like look around the neighborhood. And then I found it later, and I was like, oh, cool. Now I got the groceries and I got a refund.
Oh shit! How often do you buy cat food?
Probably like pretty much whenever I go to the store. Maybe like once a week, once every other week.
You don't just buy like a big little, like I don't know, like a big batch.
No, well, I try to whenever I do grocery shopping, I try to buy no more than what I can carry in one trip from my car into my house.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yeah, I feed my cat mostly wet food. I'm trying to get her back on the smalls diet. I've been trying to budget so I can afford it, but it's like they basically send it to you, but it's like really high quality like food and stuff, and she does really well on it. So I've been trying to swap out from the brands I've been using.
So do you think that it'd be so if somebody was to order DoorDash and they got a DoorDash at 4:00 in the morning, what kind of food do you think would deliver that late?
Here, I don't think anything's open at 4 a.m. Besides, I don't even know what Jack in the Box is open at 4 a.m.
It said it closes at 2:45 to get a DoorDash order. So you have to at least order by 2:45. Otherwise, you're not going to get a Jack in the Box.
Yeah, Dude, I don't think anyone here orders food that late.
I was trying to think of like what would be even open in that area. If you could.
We have a Winco. It's open 24/7.
Okay.
So DoorDash or Instacart or whatever could do that.
Okay.
I heard one car door that night. But I don't think it was Brian. I think it was someone. I think it was actually just like a neighbor like returning home. But like I usually, at that late, you kind of hear everything when these thin walls. So it's like one person like comes home, like you hear it. You know what I mean? But it was odd to me because usually you hear like a bunch of like doors open and close and like sounds and stuff. But that weekend was pretty quiet. You know what I mean? But I only remember hearing like one person return home after I had returned home. Okay.
Do you know like a Frankie Arnold? Anybody like by the name Frankie Arnold?
I don't think so. He's not the guy in Europe that I did an interview with, is he?
You didn't what?
Oh no, there's some dude in Amsterdam. It was like an offshoot. He was pretty cool. I actually liked him. No one else had heard of him before though, so I think it was like small time. But I like that a little bit better, like the more like less known like channels and stuff. That interview I did with that one girl, that was kind of crazy to me. That wasn't what I expected at all. Like I got on air and I was like, okay, this is awkward.
How did she find you?
I don't know. I think she just like hit me up on Facebook, and it's really random whether I reply to you on social media or not. Like I would check it maybe.
How did she know about you?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I think people just poke around and they find me, and like a lot of my information is private because I try to I spend a little bit of effort like keeping my my data and my shit private, but in this world it's almost impossible. So some people have found my phone number. It's like and I changed my phone number and they found my new phone number. So I'm like kind of curious. I'm like, how'd you get my new phone number? Like I just changed this phone number.
You switched. It was after somebody had started calling you, so you just switched recently and they found it again?
Oh, it wasn't super recently. It was like a couple months ago. But this phone I've been trying to keep pretty private. So like I'm like, how did they get my phone number? People contact you. Like I have another phone that I haven't really been using, and I saw a lot of like news outlets had that phone number because I got a lot of texts from like like NBC and like Washington Post and stuff. But a lot of people have like my new phone number, but this person found my new phone number. So I was like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Because like, I don't even have that number. And we're like, cool. Like, come on, man. Did they like text you or did they call you or they're like, hey, can I talk to you?
They texted, that one girl, I think she hit me up on Facebook. I think she was a Facebook person that I hit. And it kind of sucked too because there's another girl that was actually really cool that I did want to do an interview with, and I was gonna do an interview with her, but I got the two mixed up, so I thought I already did the interview with her, and then she was really mad. I felt really bad too because she was pretty cool, and then just like completely.
So you thought you were doing the interview with that person?
Yeah.
And then she probably hits you up, and she's probably like, "Dude, what the fuck? We were supposed to do an interview," and you're like, "Oh my god, I thought you were the one."
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yep. Wrong one. And it's she too, because like if I did a no-show for anyone, I wish I did a no-show for the first one. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! Were you no-showing to people? Were you like, oh?
No, well, I didn't mean to, but it was just like I thought. Like I said, I thought it was that one lady, but I was like, I wish I did it with the actual lady that I intended to. So it happens.
Well, I'm just chill, so I'm not here to like grill you or anything like that. I'm more like curious about like just like the fact that you were living like right there. They said that they were canvassing the area and that your like legit room, right? You like could see the house. No?
Yeah, you have to go outside to see the house. But if you go outside, you can see the house, and you can like from the parking lot you can see their house too. Like their house is the most visible house in the neighborhood. Let me put it that way.
It is?
Yeah.
Now, is it visible because it's like lit up?
It's on the corner. It's like right on the corner, so it's on the corner of two streets. And it's like it's right below the parking lot. The other house is next to it, so it's like kind of tucked away by it. And then there's not really a street that like blocks off. It's just like a parking lot and then like an apartment complex. So it's like everyone like it's the center. It's like the center house basically of our like little complex.
Now,
Almost every house can see it from their window.
how long have you been living at that apartment? Did you just get there recently?
Yeah, like 2 years.
Okay, so it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like it better there or in Pullman?
I really liked my landlords in Pullman. They were like family style, like really cool landlords. I like having more space here, and I like how much cheaper it is. But the main thing here is the vaulted ceilings. For being a contact staff artist, the vaulted ceilings was like a deal breaker, and I couldn't ever really get here because I had 3 felonies, so like I couldn't pass any background checks. But I just hit 7 years. Well, I'm at like 9 years now. So once I hit, once I was able to get into these other places, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go somewhere where I can practice. So like I love, and I also love Winco. The grocery stores in Pullman suck. So like being in Moscow, being able to go to Winco, I like that a lot. It's got its pros and cons.
Okay. And did is it like so? Wow, I can't even believe. So the defense didn't come over and ask you any questions either? Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
Do you like you and your neighbors? Anybody like talk like say?
I don't really know any of my neighbors, to be honest. I'm like a super hermit. Like I'm an extrovert, introvert. Like I can be extroverted, but
as long as you're talking about your cat, you're totally extrovert.
Yeah. True.
Just let's talk about our cat. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think that what you have to say is actually pretty interesting to me. Like, I would think that somebody like you that would be driving at night to come home from work, that's when Brian allegedly was there pinging off of towers and shit like that. So he's there in the evenings, allegedly scoping this house out or stalking them or whatever. But you never saw him. Like, you never saw that face before.
No.
So he wasn't. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm like, really going outside a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he was scoping the place that he would be, there's kind of like this tow truck that sits in the corner of our lot, and it's like always there. If I was scoping the place, I would be behind that truck looking down at the house, because you can get almost a full view of the house, and you could be up and you'd be out of sight. And that corner of the parking lot, like most people usually don't go there unless there's like a really big party night and people have to park over there. But it's like, you completely avoid that little corner for almost
and that's in
any
the
regular
back, right?
Yeah. So it's like you go up this hill and you can either take a left, which brings you to the complex and like some parking in front, or you can go to the right, and then there's more parking in like a little bigger area. And then but if you go farther, there's like nothing. It's just like a little hill or whatever. So it's kind of like secluded. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a secluded area of the parking lot.
Do you you mentioned something about I think it was your last interview about that someone be able to get around and stab people before they get like how do you kill 4 people but 2 people like are still alive? And I don't know if you saw when the PCA came out that one of them said that like she saw him. Like,
yeah. One of my coworkers telling me about that. Super bizarre. But I mean, I could see it too. You know what I mean? But I'm also like I'd be shit faced. You know what I mean? Like I'd be pissing my pants. You know what I mean? Like.
Wait, at first I thought you meant like you'd be shit faced as in like you'd be drunk, and you just mean, like you'd be like, holy shit, okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I feel like, some of them were probably asleep, maybe drunk. And I'm like, the guy was pretty fit, right? He was into like boxing or whatever, or like CrossFit or some shit. And he was also into like running a lot. So like the dude's like pretty like, I don't know, the dude was pretty fit. So I could see him stabbing people who are like semi-drunk, semi-half asleep before they really like make a big commotion. And then you think about it, like, you're in bed and like you have those, have you ever had like those dreams where it's like you're like moving in jello and you're kind of awake but you can't really move your body. You're like kind of like in this lucid dreaming. And so I'm like kind of like just imagining that. Like you wake up, someone's stabbing you, you're like sort of in shock, sort of in a dream state. So I'm like, how does your body react? Like, does it scream? Like, I don't know if it necessarily would, because your brain's all over the place. You know what I mean? Your nerve senses are probably all over the place. Like, you're probably feeling the stabbing, but probably a lot of your body is in like another like dream world and in so much shock. You're probably like not really feeling a lot of that pain. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, I really don't know.
Where would people like? Who's in charge? Like, who's selling the drugs around there on campus? I mean, you have to know. Like,
I don't know, because I left the game a long ass time ago.
Were the fraternities around there involved with? I mean, because you grew up around that area, so like,
yeah.
Like who?
For a while, it was me.
Did you get for a while? It was you.
Yeah, I would get them from Seattle, bring them back by the boat. But I mean, like, when I was growing up here, drugs were a lot more scarce. I feel like now that Palma's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit easier, especially with the internet. You know, a lot of people are getting the drugs off the internet and stuff, and then they kind of distribute it through that. Drugs are a lot more accessible with technology now.
Yeah, clearly they think that the murder weapon was purchased off of Amazon right now. That's what it's
I wouldn't be surprised, but also I'm like, if you're gonna murder someone, would you really fucking buy something off Amazon? You know what I mean? Like, go to like a pawn shop with cash. You know what I mean? Like, don't be a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, I can't.
But
that doesn't make any sense to me. That's who would ever buy their murder weapon off Amazon? But then again,
if you think that data is not looked at and tracked and sold to companies, I think you're super delusional. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I wouldn't buy sketchy things off Amazon. That's just personal preference. But yeah, I don't know. I think all the frats probably have access to drugs. Where this specific person, I have no fucking idea. But one of the first rumors I heard, I didn't want to spread it until I like knew for a fact, because it was kind of like, reputation, like gossip shit. That's what's up. Cheers, yo.
Wait, what was the first rumor that you heard?
Someone told me that there was a heroin dealer, and it was like a low-key party, and they were doing some opiates, and one of the girls overdosed, and the dealer threatened, said that threatening them not to like say anything, and he got worried that they were going to like tell the police, so he like killed all of them so there wouldn't be a witness that he was selling them drugs. But as time grew on, I think that was just a fucking bullshit rumor. You know what I mean? And like, knowing these girls, like, I've seen these girls, and I've sold heroin, and I've dealt with a lot of like opiate people, and like, I didn't really get that vibe from them. Like, sometimes you can't tell too. Like, a lot of people, like, perfectly normal, you'd have no idea that they're fucking shooting up heroin in the back. But I mean, like, they didn't fit that vibe. You know, they're more like country girls, like, we like to drink a little bit and stuff. So I was a little bit, I don't know, skeptical of that rumor. But also, I could see, when trying to make sense of it, when like 4 like random people like that get stabbed, like, you're trying to like find an incentive, right? So that was like one of the like first incentives that made sense to me, because just like in general, like, sure, like psycho serial killers just kill people because they kill people, but like it's really perplexing this particular instance, because they weren't like normal people that would get killed. You know what I mean? Like, people involved with drugs can get killed because maybe they owe people money, or like, like gang or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's gangs in Spokane or whatever, but they didn't fit like all the things I think of people getting killed for. Like, they didn't fit any of that. So it was like, that was what was so perplexing me for so long. Seeing this Brian, seeing someone.
Did you hear a dog bark? Did you hear a dog bark that night?
I didn't.
Would you ever hear the dog bark? Did you ever hear like a dog bark ever?
No, the only dog I hear is my neighbor's dog sometimes when I walk by coming from my car. But
okay.
I feel like lots of times you don't really hear or know something unless you're looking for it,
100%. I do know that. Yeah, because if like someone was to ask me, did I hear my neighbors doing this on that, it would really have to stick out, I think, because you're right. But if you're not looking for something, you're not paying attention for that, like, it'd have to be something noticeable. And I think that you would know if you heard like a terror scream versus like, I think something.
Yeah, right. And like the scream to me, like, it was a scream. It didn't seem like an abnormal scream. You know what I mean? That's why it was just like it could, like, it's just like most likely some drunk or like, yeah, or like, you know what I mean? Like, but then also like, you know, that tired, like maybe it was a scream of pain. You don't really know, you know what I mean? Like it's just a foggy memory at that point. But yeah, I mean, and I feel, and that's, you know, coming back, I was like, just one people was like, neighbor hears screaming. I was like, I didn't hear screaming. Like I heard like a little scream, but I mean, like, I feel like hearing like a really terrifying, like I'm being stabbed, like that would be a traumatic scream that you would hear and remember as out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? And that was what was
And
absent that night.
if you heard something if you heard something from where you're at, and it was just, then imagine like what somebody would hear inside that house.
Oh, word. Well,
You know what I mean?
true. I mean, the sound is a little bit weird in this area, because it's sort of like an amphitheater effect. Like I said, this house is below in a hill, and there's like natural walls. So in a way, it's a natural amphitheater, and also our walls are really thin. So the sound carries kind of weirdly. Like there's I can hear like certain times when my neighbors like he likes to play video games, and he plays really late at night, and like I have these sound insulation foam because I like to do recording in my room sometimes, and like I move the foam a little bit, and I can hear almost like every single word. And then, but it's like only like when he's in this certain room at like this certain angle. But like, and like my same with my other neighbors, like I can hear him really well in like certain areas. And like my downstairs neighbors, like I can hear them almost like they're like outside my window, but they're like downstairs, and it's just something about the way that like the sound carries in this way is it's a little bit interesting. So.
And like, have you seen anybody like, I guess you could say like being weird outside the place like now? Like, do you pay more attention than you would have like because of everything? Like when you pass it, when you're coming and going home from like work and stuff like that at night, do you pass it, and is it just like, what type of feeling is it when you're past? Like, does it feel weird or? Like, does it
for a
stick out
while
a
it was
lot right now?
it was really empty. Like right after, just a lot of people went home. It was like spring break, and before the killer call, I think people were like really scared and like kind of keeping the sounds. But it almost seems like it's gone back, especially these last couple of weeks. I've been noticing a lot more like parties and like traffics. So it almost seems like things are getting more normal now. The only like weird vibes I was getting, like for a while, you know, there's always like the security, and there was like cops like talking to like people else. There's always like someone outside the house, and there was always like conversation and like medias. So it's like a little bit different, but I never like really saw anything like weird. You know what I mean? Although I did, I left town one time, and one of my friends was taking care of my cat, and he drives kind of a sketchy looking car. And like first day he came up to my house because he had one of my keys. A cop came up and approached him and was like, "Hey, never seen your face before. What are you doing here?"
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, they were watching this place for a little while. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary.
They knew that. And then what kind of, do you have a white Elantra? Does your family own a white Elantra? Do you own trucks?
No, I used to have I used to have a gray Hyundai Ioniq, but I totaled it. But I had Gap insurance on it, so I bought a new car.
So you totaled it out and got a new one off of what kind of insurance did you have?
Huh?
What kind
of Gap? You know, when you buy a new car, you can get Gap insurance, which covers your car and the depreciation for it, which was, with the way the used market was only like a couple extra thousand, but you know, a couple extra thousand. So
interesting. You know your stuff over here.
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, wow.
Yeah, so when I had that, I found some old, when the internet was going crazy, I took some pictures of my old Hyundai and posted on TikTok just to troll them a little bit. No.
Okay. Can you juggle for me right now? Like, what can we juggle? Like, how do you wait? Is that what you do? You juggle, right?
I got you. Hold up. Let me get my tripod. So
get your tripod. Oh my God. Yes. And then I want you to rap something for me.
Maybe.
Okay,
I'm rapping for a while, but
maybe. Let's see. Okay, if I juggled, everything would fall down.
All right, is that better? All right.
Wait, let me see. Hold on. Okay, is it gonna work? Oh God. Oh yeah. Is it? Hold on. Let me see if I can see you do this. This is gonna be great. Oh God, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll just tilt my head a little bit, and I can see it. crap.
So I try to get good viewing angle. Hold up.
Okay, let's see. It's okay. We can just turn our head sideways. We'll get it going.
There we go. All right, I think that's good.
Let's see. Oh my god! Here you go. Oh my god! It's the wow! And those are normally lit on fire. This is amazing. Wait a second. How did you learn this?
I took some acid once, and I was at this festival, and okay, let me go back a little bit. So when I was 16, I was selling Molly, and I met this dude in Seattle that I was picking up my zips and shit from, and I would stay at his house for a few days when I was up there, and he like kind of showed me around Seattle, and he was trying to get me into poi. We go on his roof and like spin poi and shit, and but I couldn't learn it because I was hitting my nuts too much. So one time I was so at this festival. But I really like flow art. So at this festival, I took some acid, and this guy like had this staff, and he started spinning some sick shit. And I was just like, wow. I was just like amazed. I was like, wow, like that's the flow art for me or whatever. And then years later, I went to Evergreen, and I was walking to class one day, and this girl was like, hey, you, like, she had this hula hoop. She was like, yo, you should like check. Yeah, she had a hula hoop. She was like, yo, you should check this out. And she like taught me like a trick on her hula hoop. She was like, yo, you should come to like juggling club. And it was like 3 hours, 3 days a week.
See my cat?
That wasn't until later.
Until later.
But yeah, so she got me, and I started showing up, and I started showing up to this like juggling circus club at school, and they had staffs there, and I started picking up the staff, and then I started doing a bunch of coke, and then I stopped trying to do coke, and then I like bought a staff, and like I had to find something to fill my time up with. So like I started like really just like practicing the staff all day, and that's kind of. And then I started finding out like these festivals. We have like this Pacific Fire Gathering and stuff. And then I met this guy named Enrico, and he kind of like took me under his wing a little bit, and taught me a bunch of like the triple staff stuff, which a lot of people weren't like doing or really knew about. And so like I started one, and I got bored. I started moving to the two, and then I met this guy, and then I started seeing him in Portland, and like started learning like a bunch of shit from him. And then that's when I started, really getting into the staff.
Wow.
So that's how I started.
So you were hitting your nuts though? It's like because
with poi, yeah, I couldn't learn poi because there was like balls on strings, and I just couldn't deal with the pain. It's just too much.
You do. Oh my god, this is great. I was like, dude, he's way too chill. I was like, there's no way he's over here. I don't know. I can't see you like.
I mean, also,
don't take this the wrong way. I just can't see people plotting something with you and then being like, no, dude, he's always just like he's just, there's no way. You know what I mean? Like not in a bad way, but like in like a way like it's like he probably tell somebody. Like you would just be like, guess what happened the other night? You know what I mean?
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I was gonna kill someone, it'd be someone worthwhile, not some like random college girls. You know what I mean? Like someone like trying to take over the world, or like someone who like tried to kill my cat or something. You know what I mean?
What's your cat's name?
Tanae.
Tanae?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that mean? Just
this girl I was dating, she was like, you should get a cat, and I was like, oh. So
that's
then
why
like
you use the pickup line. That's where that's coming.
Yeah, so I got this cat, and then like I called her. I was like, "Yo, what should I name this cat?" And she was like, "Cat? What cat?" She was like, "Tanae." So I was like, "All right, Tanae it is." So I don't know if it means anything. It's just a name. I should look it up, maybe.
Yeah, because I thought maybe it was like tits and ass, Tanae.
No. Why not?
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm like over here, like, what's Tanae? She just said Tanae. Like, what? I don't know. You guys, no, I'm so glad that you took the link. Like, I didn't know what you were doing tonight. I was like, well, here, I'll just drop this link.
I mean, yeah, thanks for making the video. That made my day. It was
Yeah.
super
Here,
great.
I'll play it so we could watch the part live together.
Nice.
Let's see. I think it's so crazy that you actually saw it today, and then I happen to be on here later, and that's just wild.
Oh yeah, I was surprised to see you. I was like, "What are you doing up this late?" Like, I know I'm up this late, and I was like, "She from New York or something?" Like,
So, but 2 weeks. If you don't hear anything from the court before then, you probably want to call them. All of their information is on there. And I believe, if you don't mind. So, because driving while license is suspended is technically a criminal charge, they'll want you to appear in court, but you can talk to them about everything. So the reason that it was suspended is you failed to appear for a traffic ticket or something like that, from my understanding. Didn't pay it.
Did you know?
Yeah. So they suspended your license in the 3rd degree, and so I'm not that surprised that you didn't know about it because it seems like you're pretty surprised. But you'll want to respond to that in 2 weeks. And yeah, like I said, if you don't hear anything from the court, they don't send you anything, then definitely give them a call and make sure that they know what's going on and that you haven't missed a court date, because then they could put out a warrant for you as well. So, any questions? Okay. Glad to see you for the first time on the job this way.
Yeah, that's cool. You like cats?
Yeah.
You can see my cat sometimes?
Well, probably not. No, but
What was going through your head? Do you like cats?
dude, I had no idea. I just remember. Okay, no, I remember seeing Riley and just like, oh my god, that's Ian's little sister. And then like,
Wait,
you know,
yeah,
this thing this whole time, like, did she really just pull me over for making hand motions to my face? And I was like, no, dude, she's got like, there's gotta be something else. And I'm like, what is it? Like, is she looking for drugs? Like, no, she's like, she knows you're in high school. She doesn't care. I'm like, she's probably hitting on you, bro. And I was like, oh,
So
this is my opportunity.
This is the moment that you find out who it is. Check this out.
hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, Inan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Long time no see. How are you doing?
Oh my god. Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Thanks.
So do you see how she knew who you were? Like, she didn't even like pause. She was just like,
I mean, I made front page of the Pullman Daily Evergreen when I was a senior. So I feel like almost everybody who was around when I was around in high school knows who I was. And they fucked up the article too. My car was in the shop, and
what were you on the cover for?
let's see, high school senior arrested for 2nd-degree robbery, stolen medical marijuana patient with methamphetamines, MDMA, mushrooms, and a stolen pistol.
Yeah, the 40
and
caliber. Where'd you get that from? Whose caliber?
no, well, my friends, they were messing with some meth heads semi recently, and they ended up like trading some drugs for like a stolen gun or something, and they were just kind of like shooting it for fun or whatever, and that just happened to be there. And then like one of the dudes, it was in the car, yep. And it was this guy, okay, I guess, I mean,
so because like the one guy that was a swimmer, who's the guy that was a swimmer that went over in Pennsylvania? He went to school in Pennsylvania. Who's your friend that was a swimmer? Is his name Nick Williams? Nick Williams?
I don't know. I didn't. Oh wait, I don't know. I don't.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
Is that his name?
I don't know any of my friends that are known for swimming.
Who are the two guys in the car? There was 2 people, right?
Graham Williams and
I knew his last name was Williams.
Yep, Graham and James.
Okay, one of them was a big swimmer, and he did water polo.
Word, that makes sense. I thought they were from New York though, but Philadelphia makes sense too. I don't know. Like small details.
He went to a small school though, like Edinburgh or some shit. I can't remember. I have all their information, but that's never here nor there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, like, you know, how we were kind of like a hustle group, and this guy, he came over to like get some drugs one time, and he saw that we had like rolls and fucking 100 ecstasy pills and a quap of like weed on the table, and so he just fucking grabbed them in his arm, and I just got back into coma, so I was taking a nap there, and he fucking ran out the door, and then they woke me up, and they were like, "Yo, this guy just stole our drugs, but we know where he lives." And I used to shoot up I used to do Oxycontin with his roommate, so I kind of knew this house when we went over there. And so I was like, oh, like I'm just looking for some Oxycontin. I went to the back window. He's like, oh yeah, like it's 120. Come in. And I was like, all right. And so I like wait. I saw all his stolen goods, and so like I took him and I fucking ran out the door, and I ended up like getting in a fight with this guy because he like tried to stop me and shit. And then his neighbors heard a fist fight outside, so they called the cops, and then they came, and so like we went to the place and we were trying to like get all the bongs and the fucking drugs that we fucking had in this house. There was a lot, and we just fucking like tried to put in this fucking car and fucking get the fuck out of there. But our driver fucking he missed one of the turns to get to like the other parking lot, and the fucking cop came around and fucking like pulled us over. And like, you know, one of our friends was doing meth, so there was like some meth in the car. There's that stolen pistol in the car, and then they got the story from the fucking opiate fiend that fucking stole from us, and he happened to have a medical marijuana card, and he's like, yo man, these guys were trying to steal my medical marijuana. Like the guys, they live over there. So you know that fucking happened, and
Wow.
And then the dude gave in, and we would have probably got away, but the dude was like, oh, I see some meth on the seat, but it was just a ruse that the cops were using. But one of our fucking friends said, he was like, oh yes, that is meth. And so then they had a search warrant, and so we all got fucked. And that's how that happened.
So did you get why did you get charged with that gun, or was it just in the vehicle? Because that wasn't your car.
I don't know what happened with the charges, but the story got out, and the charge went on one of them. It wasn't there were 3 people, and the charges kind of got distributed, but the second-degree robbery got dropped because they figured out that was bullshit. And then I took the felony for fucking MDMA, went to prison, and then I don't know what happened or anything else. Yeah.
How long do you think that you were there for?
I went there for a year.
Did you, were you scared?
At first, yeah. Once I got there, I was like, this isn't nothing to be scared of. It was just boring after a while,
Oh, I was gonna say very boring. Did you use the law library?
Yeah. Yep. And I, sometimes I'll roast cops to this day from it too.
Yeah.
So
exactly. I know my rights, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe though when I was watching this, I was like, I don't understand why she's doing this to him. Like at the beginning, she's like, do you know I'm pulling you over? Like, listen to this.
Thank you for asking. Well, you know me, I'm Officer Harkins. You have the driver's license, proof of insurance, and vehicle registration?
Yeah.
Excellent. And do you know why I stopped you?
No.
So I saw your hand near your face. I wasn't sure if that was cell phone or if you were distraction. Were you on the cell phone?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, that's just fine.
Wait, what? She totally just says that. Oh wait, so you weren't on your. And when she says when you said no, I wasn't on my phone. I was just expecting her to just be like, okay, like.
So I thought about taking this court actually, and I was talking to someone. I think it was a public attorney or something, but basically because she estimated that I was going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, and I was like, can that hold in court? And they're like, well, yeah, it's her word versus yours. So like they could say that you were speeding and that she had probable cause to pull you over. And also in Washington, if you're talking on a phone, that's cause to be pulled over. But I feel like you have to see the cell phone for that to actually work. You know what I mean? But like cops know that the populace is ignorant, and they go off that to get what they want. And also but it's also so Pullman also does like awareness months or whatever. Okay. And since this was like a new law, this was like their awareness focus weekend, so they had like a bunch of cops just sitting on that highway trying to pull over people for talking on their cell phone because they wanted to bring awareness or whatever.
When she was parked when you passed her. Do you remember any of that? I'm just curious. I feel like she knew who you were, and I just feel like it's because she ran her plate, like your plates. Was that car in your name or was it in your parents'?
I don't remember which name this car was in. It might have been in mine. It might have been in my parents. It might have been in both. I can't remember honestly.
Okay. Are your parents so proud of you now? Like that you're not like you just aren't doing any of the you were doing a bunch of crazy drugs and now you're not doing anything? That's great.
Yeah, I don't really know. Honestly, I don't really talk about that with my parents, but I'm sure they're pretty happy. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's awesome. So I just want to give you props for that.
Thanks.
That's not easy. I don't know if you were just doing like recreational stuff or if you had like whatever the case may be, but You seem like you're just living the dream over there in Moscow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I never thought I was gonna make it past like 22, 24, like latest. So like, I didn't really plan for anything. So like being here is like pretty crazy to me too. But yeah, you gotta love life, you know what I mean? Otherwise, what's the point?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Would you ever testify for the defense to say that you didn't ever see Brian Kohlberger, like just being a peeping Tom or anything? If they were like
I mean,
asked you?
probably, I guess. I don't know if I had the time. Sounds kind of like a waste of time, but I mean, yeah, if it was, if they needed it, sure, I
You said
guess.
if I have the time. That was funny. You're like, I mean, if I have the time, I guess I can. It's a waste of time. That is amazing. I'm seriously, I'm gonna go home, or I'm already at home, but I'm gonna go later on. And when I pull this up, I'm gonna be like laughing at myself and you at the same time. And be like, how funny is that? I get Mr. Harsh on, and we're talking about his, his body cam experience. He had never seen it before this morning, and then just happens to see me live. And I was just like, and then when you came in chat, I thought somebody was just, trolling you like with your name.
I was surprised you haven't seen my YouTube channel yet. Honestly, I replied on your other thing, and I was just opening it. I was like, I wonder if anyone noticed that I saw this video and was like, "What's up?"
Well, I was because people were trying to pretend like they were like some Chef Dizzy account, but it was
Oh,
weird.
really?
Yeah, and that's why I was like, and they're being super weird. And I don't get down with that whole trolling thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I have
it's
something
crazy
say
to
you,
me
I'll say it
to
you. I don't
think
need to
that
do all
there's.
that crazy shit. I don't got time for that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me to think that people are impersonating me because I mean, like,
Oh God, they are.
I'm still like kind of a nobody, like in my eyes, I'm like, dude, I'm just like this
Mhm.
dude. I work at this restaurant. I'm really in this juggling. Like, yeah, not very many people do like multi-staff. That's pretty cool, but I mean, like, I'm still like, I'm a small town nobody. You know what I mean? So like,
No.
seeing like the amount of like national like media attention is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. Well, I thoroughly enjoy your you just make me laugh.
The same.
Because I feel like if I ask you something, I'm gonna like legit get like if you're just gonna either be like, God, I have no fucking clue, or you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember this one time. Like it's gonna be like you're either gonna remember everything that I ask you, or you're gonna be like, no, I don't remember that, but oh, I have something else I want to tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
People frequently describe me as someone with no filter, and I'm like,
yeah.
that's really true.
So are you single for all the ladies
Uh,
here?
I mean, sort of, yeah.
You want to show them your cat or anything? I mean, I'm sure I could probably arrange. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. The whole online dating, so many psychos out there. So many. If anything, make them give you like their DNA, run it through the system.
Yeah.
So,
That's my
but
cat.
you're sort of single.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit. I was seeing this girl for like a few years, and we still kind of talk and stuff. And like I'm a little bit polyamorous too.
Can you describe
But
that for everybody? What does that mean?
yeah, someone who believes in the possibility of multiple intimate relationships with multiple partners.
Okay.
But so for a while I was seeing like a few people, but lately I haven't really been seeing really anybody. But
cool. And do you like when you go like out on a date? Do you tell people that? Do you say, "Hey, here's Polly. Hey, here's Polly Harsh."
I don't know. I'm pretty secluded, but I'm not like opposed. You know what I mean? Like I don't
what if
know.
somebody just wanted them all to yourself? Like they wanted you all to themselves. I'd be like, "Hell no, honey. You ain't gonna go see nobody else."
No, I can be monogamous, and I have been monogamous in relationships, but it all depends. It depends on like who I meet and whatnot or whatever. The last girl I met was polyamorous, so like we definitely
so it's
didn't
perfect.
stay. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a big thing over there, like in Idaho? Like,
No, I'm unique. There's not very many of us, to be honest, especially in this area.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The concept and idea is crazy to most people in this area.
So, so when they arrested Brian, are you satisfied as a Moscow resident neighbor, do you think, hey, whew, we're all safe? Like, do you think that he
I don't think,
acted alone?
I think this event makes us realize that we're not actually ever safe. But I mean, yeah, for now, like, yeah, I think that he's definitely the guy. And I've been sleeping a lot better since he's been caught. I'm not gonna lie. I was having nightmares, and like I was getting like anytime like even somebody like walking their dog in the neighborhood was putting me on edge. Like I would wake up like to any sound, you know what I mean? Make sure my doors were locked and shit. But like since Brian's been caught, like I've been sleeping a lot better, been more relaxed.
So do you believe that he acted alone? Do you think that he acted with
For
anybody
sure.
else? For sure.
Dude, nobody else is crazy. I mean,
Okay,
I'm
so
not
let me
gonna
ask
say
you a
no one
question
else is
then.
crazy enough to do this, but I mean, like, the odds of another fucking batshit crazy person that wants to go plan stabbing with someone is just so small to me. I don't
That
think
is
so.
true.
You know what I mean?
That is systematically, or I should say, like, statistically true. But when I say like plan or do like that, it would be with somebody or whatever like that. Then why would there be two potential witnesses that would be not? I mean, you would walk past somebody and let them be able to identify you versus hurting that person too, so that you can't be identified. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've even heard the PCA, but that there's two survivors in there, and he only stabbed 4 people.
Oh, I see where you're getting at. Oh my god, I don't think I want to think about that. You're like implying that like maybe someone in the house like planned it.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just what I'm implying is either were those people either not home because why wouldn't he?
Oh yeah,
Okay, or
yeah.
so that could be an option. But another option is how do you know the house so well that you wouldn't know what room to go in? Like,
Yeah, that's some good points. Fuck, I don't even want to think about that, honestly.
so what I just thought about
That
was
is
is I
scary
said,
to think about.
that's why I was asking those questions of like, have you ever seen him around? Because this would require, I mean, yeah, I guess you can go get the blueprints. You're gonna know like the layout then, but you're not gonna know who's in which room.
I wonder if you can get the layout from
You can definitely get the layout.
previous
I got it.
apartment listings. The trick would be to find out who's in what room in that layout. And I wonder if you could do that by like finding records of when people moved in, maybe?
Yeah, we did all that. So I have all that.
Oh,
So the thing that, but even if you, let's say that you even knew the layout, let's say that I gave you the blueprints, okay?
okay.
You would still have to ask me what? You'd have to ask me, Lana, well, who's in which room? You know what I'm
Do you
saying?
think you think you could figure that out by investigating the people and seeing their timeline, like when they moved, and then maybe seeing the listings of like who moved before then, and maybe you could find out, you know, like, oh, like this person was in this room and he moved out on this date, and this person moved in this house on this date, so he was going to go into that room. I don't know. Maybe that's one way to do it.
Yeah, you could look
Unless
at
they all
the.
moved
You'd
in
have
at the
to get
same
your
time.
hand. Yeah, you'd have to get your hands on like the lease or something like that. But
I
still, you
wonder.
wouldn't. How would you know
But I
which
mean, like
room though?
small town, would you be able to maybe like ask around and like find out from like a friend of a friend or whatever? You know what I mean? Or maybe he's been in that house for like a party. I don't know. Because, you know, their house was like, they're pretty like cool people. I bet their doors were semi open. Like if you're a random person, you're like, yo, can I come party with you? They probably would have said yes. I don't know. But I mean, like, I don't know. But Brian, I also know that Brian was kind of an outcast in the school. So maybe he would have been one of the people that would not have been allowed in a party house. So I don't know. It's a good point though.
Yeah, I think that's the whole. That's the.
Next step.
No, I mean, I already know that all that. I'm just saying for people to understand that. Okay, Brian's some crazy person, and blah, well, why didn't he kill the other two people? Number one. Number two, how did he know that? How did he know where people were going to be? If you want to say that, oh, well, they weren't his
Yeah, so
target.
that, I mean, I've thought about that too a little bit, just because, you know, this guy, you know, he's a criminal justice. He's probably looked at like some murders. We saw his Reddit post where he was like, you know, like going into like psychology and asking people about shit. And so I wonder. So I forgot what I was going with that. Sorry. Shit.
You would think that you're taking shots over there. No, I'm just
No.
kidding. Have you? Can you remember how many cars would normally be parked over there? Like, would all of
Oh,
of
that
them?
I remember now. So
Okay,
now
go
that's
ahead.
what I was getting at. So it was interesting to me just because that night was sort of quiet, and it seemed like kind of a good night to murder people, and it's almost like he knew that, right? So it's like, how did he know that? And if these people weren't at their house, like, I'm thinking like maybe there was like a big house going at like another frat house or something, and like, they were all at this other frat house, and somehow this person knew that these people weren't going to that frat house for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so like it is some pretty good speculation because the timing was like kind of perfect, but you also know this guy was like scoping out and looking for like, right place, right time. And so it kind of comes out to be, was he really good at scoping and found this right place, right time where it was like kind of dead in a certain area and like this is the time to kill it? Or was he kind of like driving by and like waiting for like a good night? Or did he have like an inside person to kind of like tell him when and where was a good time? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Interesting. I just yeah. What do you like? So are they talking about it all over there in Moscow? Like, do they think that that he should get the death penalty? Are they talking about that at all over there?
I don't really talk to anybody in Moscow.
Oh, that's right. Or like that area, like just is anybody?
Um,
What do you think? Do you think that? Well, I see.
Well, I was looking into death first. I was like death penalty for sure, and that's what most people can go to. But I was looking at it, so there's like a shortage of like the whatever they use to inject people, the solutions. So there's a lot of people on death row that have been sitting on death row for like a really long time. So like a lot of people actually aren't really like going through. They're just kind of sitting, waiting on like for stuff. So there's like a lot of like complications and like lethal rulings. So I don't know how that's actually going to play out. So what I mean, like a lot of people are getting like set for like the death penalty, but they never get the death penalty because they die in fucking prison before they ever get the fucking restock the injections. So I don't know.
Have you ever heard of like the incinerator, like burning like evidence and drugs and stuff like that over around there?
I mean, I know what an incinerator is, and I've thought about it as like an evidence burner. I always thought about one time when I was like selling drugs, like, oh, it'd be cool if I had like an incinerator in the bottom of a truck. Get pulled over, you press a button, things just fucking incinerate. But who has money and tech for that shit? Like
right. I heard so. Now you're big into cars. So like, did you have like a souped up car or?
I'm big into driving cars. I'm not really good with cars. I had I bought a hybrid that was like, I say, which I really like just because it's like good gas mileage and I travel a lot. And I also, I like to, when I travel, I like to sleep in my car sometimes too. And I had like an Integra, and I got it from like a friend in high school, and that was souped up. He put like super boss like subs in there, and it had like tinted windows and some nice rims, and it had like some lights inside that would flash to like the music and shit. And so that was really dope. But I got pulled over a lot, so I tried to get like more like middle-aged white people cars like later on in life, just 'cause I was like tired of being harassed.
Hey, here, check can you see the private chat link button? I put my number in there so you can have it.
Word. Gotcha.
Can you see that? Take it down. Guard it with your life. Just don't give it out to
anybody.
Ashley Banfield calls me as it is all the time, so just don't give it to Nancy Grace because I gotta like compete with.
Dude, I miss Nancy Grace. She came over, and it's funny too because like I'm from a generation, we all know Nancy Grace, but like a lot of like the new coworkers who are like 10 years younger, they don't know who Nancy Grace is, so I get to run them down with the white Jesus little skit or whatever. But apparently she was outside of my apartment with a table. I'm like, damn, I should have like introduced myself just for like kicks and giggles. Like I'm like the opposite spectrum.
You know who I am?
You want to smoke some weed, yo?
You want to come see my cat? Did you imagine saying that to Nancy Grace? You want to come at my cat? She'd be like, security, get that man. Oh shit. Well, we'll have to do this again. We'll have to do this again because this was so impromptu, and I'll pull up some videos and show you some stuff like about like just different stuff that's going on. But very curious when you said that nobody had come and talked to you once they had even like maybe before the arrest was happening to see like, hey, let's just ask people in the area if they've ever seen, point to like a 6-pack of pictures and be like, hey, have you ever seen any of these people to see what what you guys would think?
Well, I don't think the
or even
police
after
knew.
the fact, when he was arrested, and
Well,
have you ever seen him around?
I think it was a few weeks before the police had a lead. I think it was the break in the case was the white Hyundai, and that white Hyundai came out the same day that I had the interview with the Idaho statesman. And the white Hyundai is what led them to Brian. But until they had the white Hyundai in the picture, I don't think they really had a lead of who it was. So I don't really see how they could you can't really like go around and be like, hey, have you seen his face when you don't have a
no, I meant like after the fact. I meant like once they arrested him, they were still looking. They were still looking to like piece this puzzle together. So you would think to piece this puzzle together, I would be coming.
But you can't ask everyone if they know Brian. Like even in that neighborhood, there's just too many people, and I think they already have a pretty good idea of who might know him and who might not. And I'm like, dude, like, how would I know him? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a cook. I don't go to college. You know what I mean?
So he never came to your restaurant. You never made like a pizza for him or anything.
I don't think so. I work in the back of the house. We don't really see who's in our restaurant. You know what I mean? We're all in the back.
Can you get access to your past like 3 or 4 months worth of like what do you call it? Like your people that would have bought like through credit cards or anything?
I don't know if I could legally.
Just see what you can do. I'm just curious because I'm curious of getting to the places that like people want to say like that he was, vegan up and down, and I thought
was he vegan? Was he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is he stabbing people?
Why is he stabbing people? Exactly. Exactly. He's vegan. Why is he stabbing people? That's the first thing he said. Why is he stabbing people? And also, why would he have a leather sheath that's
Yeah.
Interesting, huh? What vegan stabs people?
Yeah, usually people are vegan because they have a really high appreciation for life, like more than like most people, I want to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like, I guess some people like animals and they don't like humans. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like all those bumper stickers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
maybe you just hated girls. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, but I mean, Ethan was a boy though too.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I would love to talk to you, and like I said, I'm coming into town, and it's my treat if you want to. If there's a favorite restaurant that you have over in that area, love to have you show me around and let me see your cat.
Same, for sure.
I have to physically see your cat, that way we can take a picture, a selfie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because that's totally going on the Wall of Fame.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm super down.
But thank you guys. So you got that? Did it come back through there? Or also here, well, I don't want you to just say it over the internet what your email is. So take mine, and then you can just email me. If you feel safe.
No, you're good. You only
your digits.
Yeah, I'll give you my digits.
That way, when I'm in town, I'm being serious. I would love to catch up.
Yeah, I'd love to show you around too. It's not often we get outsiders, so that's dope.
Okay, cool.
I'm almost ready for your email.
Okay, cool. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody in chat. You guys are awesome. Everybody in chat was literally just, you could go back and watch it, raving about you, and that they were so happy that you came on here because, there was just a lot of speculation going on about, just people connecting the dots. And I personally don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as it's done respectfully. And I know that
for sure.
Doc has done it always respectfully. And it's just like trying to, you didn't know that guy, Brent Kapaka, did you? The guy that died, that was shot, what was he? The guy that, the hostage situation with his roommates. They said he wanted to kill his roommates, and then they ended up shooting him in the head.
Oh, no. The guy in Pullman that happened a few weeks after that. Yeah, no, I heard about it, but it's kind of funny. The people who told me about it, who were talking to the people that knew him, they said that dude was like super loony, and they were surprised that he made it like that long without doing
Really?
something crazy. So that was kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't know him. I mean, I know like the old Pullman cats, but like, dude, I've been out of like the social loop for so long. I don't really keep up with
Yeah.
the new shows and
Especially if
stuff.
you're, doing your own thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So here, take down my email. It's it's the Mind Challenge. It's all together.
Okay.
At Gmail. The
Word.
Mind Challenge at Gmail. .com.
Word.
Or you can hit me up at 1-800-CATS RS. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So yeah, type that in there. It's the Mind Challenge at Gmail.
Sorry, what was that? The 100K Gmail?
Oh, the other one was 1-800 I love cats.
1-800 I love cats. Word.
All right. Well, so yeah, it's just the Mind Challenge all together at Gmail. So,
Cool. Perfect. Yeah, I got you.
yeah, hit me up and I'll talk to you. And then like I said, you're welcome to come and chat anytime, and we'll bounce on here again if you want, but whatever you're comfortable with. And yep, again, just want to say like thanks for coming on here. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Thank you. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your channel in the
Yeah.
video. That was
If you want a copy of this, I can give you one without like with our commentary. I'll send you that if you want a copy of that.
Word, yeah, why not?
You can send it to Officer Riley and be like, "Girl, look at
You
this."
missed out, dude. You should have came over and played with my cat.
All right. Well, you have a good night, hon. And then, like I said, hit me up and we'll talk, okay?
Word, you too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Stay safe, okay?
Yeah, you too.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh, he's a good cat, man. Get it? Get it? He's a good cat. Again, we'll see. I think, like I said it after I saw that video, I think he's somebody that you'd just be like silly with. So that's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But I hope that he's not getting, anybody bothering him in terms of speculating and showing things. I'm all for the people that do it right, like Doc. Doc does it perfect. So, and because I think that's more like if you're putting out facts, you're putting out facts, whether or not they don't connect, as long as it's facts, Anyways, thank you guys. Thanks for all the super chats, the new memberships. Thank you, mods. This was way longer. This was only supposed to be like a 45-minute live. But I always manage to just pull some aces out of my sleeve. So there it was, Mr. Harsh. Inan Harsh for the win. Who knew? Who knew? Run it back, watch it. But I'm shocked that nobody. They said they needed all this information to complete this picture and this situation that it would involve Brian Kohlberg after he was arrested, and you would think that would involve the police going around that area after the arrest and saying, "Hey, have you seen this guy around? Have you seen him watching the house? Have you seen him?" I mean, but so to hear that wasn't happening is, I'm gonna go ahead and have to call Ann Taylor. I'd be using that to my advantage if I was her. But all right, guys, take care. Until next time, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Whew. Yeah. Again, thanks everybody in chat. Make sure you make yourself known. Thumbs it up, thumbs it down. You got a voice, you got thumbs, use them. Bye. Oh, wait. Oh my God, I got him to juggle too. Yes. Oh, next time he'll have to rap for us. We can't just blow our load in one interview. Got to save some stuff. Thanks for all those super cats out there.